All right. We are back. Rob and myself are doing a Mets watch party, play by play. This is the first one of the season. I'm not sure how often we'll be able to do this, but we have some time to do it today. We'll be giving you all play by play reactions. We got the game starting up here. Game three between the Mets and the Mariners. It's going to be a fun one, hopefully, with the Mets winning and salvaging a series. We got the audio for you all. We've got the starting lineup right here and the pitching matchup. It's going to be Freddie Peralta versus George Kirby, both taking the mound for their respective teams. Rob, what is up? I know we'll have some audio here in just a second, but how's it going, dude?
Good, man. Good. Hopefully the Mets get a win and avoid the sweep. This is fun, actually. I like doing this. I'm probably a little frozen right now, but that's all right. I'm using my phone right now, so it is what it is. But overall, I think you guys can hear me.
You look good, man. You look good. On
Okay,
crystal
cool.
clear.
All right, cool. So yeah, absolutely. So look, the Mariners are playing great, and 8 in a row, I think it is, and the Mets they're not playing good enough. Just let's see what happens today. You got Peralta on the mound. He needs to be lights out and give the offense a chance to win, which for the most part, I think the Mets done a good job holding him down, except for yesterday. But Carson Bench is leading off right now, so I'll turn up the volume.
4.9 ERA. Carson Bench is looking to get things started for New York. Kirby's first pitch of the day is up and away from ball one. You won't see much of that from Kirby since 2022. Kirby has the lowest walks per nine ratio of any starting pitcher in the major leagues by far. And he quickly falls behind on a bench 2-0. 1.4 walks per nine innings.
I never took into account for this, Rob, but I'm always one pitch behind with my stream, and it's always lagging. So the late reactions.
Well, we're not winning yet, if you want them to know.
I didn't expect as much, honestly. I like the aggression, though, to be honest. With Benj, I see him being more aggressive, and I absolutely love it. So I hope that he continues. I know he fouled that one off, but
yeah, he's a little late. It's still amazing with his long swing, though, that he can generate that power and still actually, hit for average for the most part. But it's nice to see him coming along like that.
This is his 125th career start. His best score by Bench. He's 3-2.
You guys can hear the game good, right?
But even so, Carson swings through that.
I can hear it.
He's worked deep in the count, making him throw more pitches, just like yesterday's leadoff at bat. And he'll be looking for 3-2, get on first base, possibly extra bases like he did yesterday.
And he goes after the high hard one. And Kirby's got a strikeout today. That's not unusual for Bench.
Well, I spoke too soon with the aggression. I don't like that kind of aggression, Rob. That's too much aggression.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit better. Like, you got to know he's going to come up letter to neck high on a pitch like that with his elite fastball, Kirby.
Chased above the zone.
I do want to say, though, shout out to the chat, too. Whatever you guys are feeling, let us know in the comment section. Whether you're a Mariners or a Mets fan, don't matter. We want to hear from you all. A shout out to Kendrick, Brandon, Ray, all you all in the chat. Keep it coming.
Yes.
The next one we do of these, what was that?
What Bo Bichette's going to do, strike out again?
Listen, man, that 1-0 pitch right there, do you see how late he was on that? That's what I've been saying with Bo Bichette this whole entire time. Even in hitters-friendly counts, he's just late on everything.
I don't know what it is. If it's just confidence or timing, it's weird.
This is still the best unit.
It's probably a culmination of both, but the timing for sure is off with him.
He stopped it in time.
Oh.
Foul on the first base umpire giving him a pass. So it's 3-1.
Make it work for you.
The next one we do of these, I put this up today a little bit on short turnaround time notice. The next one we do, we're going to have the live game feed. But unfortunately, the platform that we use is absolutely useless. So We'll have to look more into that, Rob.
Came off the netting. Gave it a sling. Well, at least it didn't stick in the netting.
I saw that. What do you think? Were you asking at the end? You think it's still there? I thought I saw him working on it. As you guys were in to Seattle.
They took it down.
Do you like Murphy being a commentator?
Back up.
I was gonna ask you the same thing. I kind of like it, to be honest. I like his perspective.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously got a good baseball mind, but as a commentator, he's okay. He's not as bad as Steve Gelbs.
Yeah. Gelbs, I like Gelbs, but I can do without his commentating, that's for sure.
Just all the fastballs.
Yeah, the Mets.
Today we're talking about Nolan McLean, right? Kirby, all fastballs in his first 12 pitches. It's a huge difference on how to pitch.
It's amazing how that works, man. We're gonna continue to have those McLean conversations, and I know the fan base is kind of panicking right now. Nolan McLean, I think he'll be fine, but like I said, I just think he needs to, and like you said, he just needs to throw more fastballs. That's it.
90% fastballs first time through the
Like
bag.
he doesn't have as an electric as a fastball as Schlittler or a guy like Mizorowski, but it's still 96, 97. Just rear back and throw it, man. Honestly, come on.
Hey, there we go. He had a fastball. How about that?
13 stretch.
About time.
Fastball. Bichette with an 8.
Opposite field, I expect nothing less from him, but that was a rope. That's good to see. It's 97 from Kirby.
First base.
But yeah, just like when he gets into hitters counts, I feel like he's still even behind on there. So I think he's got a long way to go in terms of getting his timing down. And obviously a long way to go, Rob, with getting the numbers up, because that's what we talked about in the pregame stream. If you all are coming in late and didn't tune into that, Bichette has just been one of those pieces that has not performed to the back of his baseball card, and which is why the Mets lineup is a bottom two lineup in baseball.
All right, here we go.
So after all those fastballs, he started out sort of with a curveball and walked into the mark, but he dumps it in the left field, and the Mets have back-to-back hits.
Yeah, it's interesting with Bichette though, because like he's an elite fastball hitter in his career, and to see him either be behind or time it and not be able to hit a lot of fastballs has been kind of confusing this year, considering he's done it his whole career.
Right. I'm actually very surprised that he swung at that first pitch off speed. That's unlike Soto, but he gets the good result there.
For the second base with 1 out.
See what Ewan can do.
Jared Young,
Jerry Young, sorry.
Series, a home run Monday, and he takes the curveball for a strike.
He's already getting playing time over Vientos. You gotta love it.
I know. Mendoza wasted no time with that one. And that's
he loves
an
Jared
absolute.
Young, you know that.
I know, man. I know. You know what? As much as I've killed him in the past, man, this guy is swinging a good bat. I know yesterday was kind of rough for him.
Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. All right. That's why you put the ball in play. When you put the ball in play, that's a tailor-made double play.
That looked like a
3-6.
shade of Pete Alonso. No
Yeah,
shade to
yeah,
Pete,
right.
but like that gives me flashbacks.
And Nail is a good defender too.
Just sails it into left field.
Yeah, he is. Solid ball player.
But hey, listen, that's why you put the ball in play. Let the opposing team make the mistakes. So a good start by the Mets in the first.
Secure the throw to second base.
Look at that start. First watch party, first inning, first run for the New York Mets.
So if we win, we got to do it every day. We got to quit our jobs.
Full-time play-by-play announcers on
Yeah.
YouTube for the Mets. Yeah, Rob. Listen, Beatty's another one of those guys. You know, he's hitting 233. The power's not there. OPS is lacking. You got to question what his future is in Queens, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you know, his value is going down just like Vientos. So what are you going to get from him? You know, other than control for teams, that's the only thing that you might get something from them. But you could have got a good amount in the offseason the way Beatty played last year. But right now, he's not good.
On the sweeper, Walton strikes. Marcus Semien sitting sixth in the order. He's on deck.
Dolo, that is true, though. I do see Murphy replacing one of these guys in the booth, though, when their time is up.
I think Murphy and Zeal might be a good combination with Gary Cohen.
Swinging a miss, fading it down on strikes.
Yeah, I kind of like Zeal, to be honest. I like
Yeah,
him.
me
I
too.
think he's I think he's a little bit better than Murphy, but I know you don't like Murphy. I don't mind him.
Like the previous pitch that-
I don't know if the Mets are smart when Gary Cohen retires. They need to bring back Wayne Rendazzo and put him on the TV broadcast.
With his best fastball.
You know, Gales will be happy about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're like what buddies.
That bromance is crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's see it. The best hitter in the lineup, Marcus Semien.
He's hot over the last 6-7 games, man.
You know, he's been pretty good. I know the error and all that, but he's been really better than probably most people expected this year.
And you got some of the pop too with him now. He's putting some balls over the fence, which is good.
Look, like I said, the Mets shouldn't win or lose games. It ain't gonna make or break the season. With what Marcus Semien did, right? He was supposed to be a good defender, and some offenses like icing on the cake. So him performing like this, I think it's better than expected, to be honest.
Absolutely.
And he's been the best with runners in scoring position this year. That's crazy.
Which is insane. That should not be happening.
That just shows you how bad the Mets offense has been.
Get the bat there a little bit more, get the meaty part of the bat on it in the right part of the
And here we thought Bichette was going to lead the team with runners in scoring position.
right part of the window to get a good result. But now if you're Marcus, you've seen everything he has, you've seen the fastball, you've seen the breaking ball. You know if he goes away to you, you still try to shoot it low to the 3-4 hole like Bogey. If it comes in on you, beat the third baseman in the air over his head, you can always pull it fast.
It was a rope though.
Pitch of the inning for Kirby with 2 out of 2 on. And Marcus lines it right to the shortstop. Marcus stacks it 2 out.
All right. Oh, and now you're ahead of me.
Now I'm ahead of you. It's funny how these streams work, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like if you don't live in the tri-state and have SNY, it's like whoa. All right. Well, we get the lead early. Give Peralta a 1-0 lead. Now, like, what are you expecting from Peralta? Obviously, he's 5 innings ready, but to get something out of Peralta, like we need a dominant performance. And again, the pitching hasn't been bad. It's just a matter of the offense continuing to progress throughout the game, which they've been lacking this year.
Yeah, honestly, I think just the efficiency with Peralta and that's really the reason behind his career, narrative that people are talking about 5-inning Freddie is just that he's just very inefficient. I feel like the put away stuff at times is lacking and his command just needs to be A1 for him to get past that 5th inning. We've only seen it, I think, 2 times in his first handful of starts as a New York Met. But yeah, I don't know. This year's going to be tough for him because a lot of people are talking about him being on the trade block. Obviously, he's pitching for his next contract, but 2 changes of scenery in the course of 1 season. This is like a Verlander 2.0 situation from a couple years back, Rob.
Sure.
And that's very hard for a guy that's looking for a major contract. So I like Freddie a lot, man. I tell you, when they were playing the Nationals and I kept on yelling out extension to him, he was just smiling. I really think he likes this organization, but it's just baseball decisions. It's business decisions for the New York Mets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind extending him now. Is David Stearns going to go that extra mile to sign the guy that he basically seen grow up in Milwaukee? I don't know, but I mean, he's still a really good starter. Again, I don't know if he's worth 7 years and a boatload of money, but sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. All right, here we go. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Mets.
Strike. Mets made a pitching move today. Joey Todd, who was the bulk reliever last night, was optioned back to AAA. Joey Kerber was called up. And, we had questions yesterday about the way the Mets deployed Oscar Rosamond as the opener yesterday. And I asked Carlos Mendoza about it before the game today. He left Rosamond in as long as he did, strictly because he needed as many pitches from Rosamond as he could give. With the bullpen as short as it was, that's why he stayed in his left.
Yeah, trying to get as many outs out of Oscar as he could. Just looking at the lineup yesterday, it felt like after the 2 left-handed hitters, be a good chance to get to Tom for the wisdom at bat. But got a little clarity on that from Mendoza today when you asked him the question. He said he's trying to get as many outs out of Oscar as he could.
2-2 to Crawford. And that's a way full count. William Rodriguez and Josh Naylor follow. Now the Mets with Tom going down, they've got a couple of off days coming up tomorrow.
All right. Well,
Rotation at least until weekend after next.
Oh, yeah.
6 feet backwards dance near the wall, and it's out of here.
and there we go. It's just amazing with this team, man. It's just amazing.
We really can't have nothing nice, I swear.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, Crawford ties it up with a solo leadoff home run against Freddie Peralta. And just like that, we're back to square one.
This is bad. Freddie's able to get ahead of him 0-2, but unable.
But that's what I'm saying, man. 0-2, just what Murphy is saying right there in the broadcast. You got him 0-2. He works it back to 3-2. That's unacceptable. The put away stuff has not been good with Freddie Peralta, and that's his issue.
Yeah. And, you know, that actually has been the pitching staff. Like, they would get ahead in counts, and then it would go back to a hitter's count, and then they'll throw more pitches, and they'll get beat. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Reagan's takes a changeup down, but it's 1-1. Freddie Peralta had not allowed a first inning run since opening day.
Right, yeah, it could be a lot worse than having Freddie Peralta. You want to see Sean Manaea on the mound every day instead of him?
We'll be watching Kodai Senga soon enough.
Oh, fuck me. I'm definitely not doing a play-by-play live if he's pitching.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I think that was one of the drawing points for me, like proposing us doing one of these is, and good for you for suggesting this day, because I think Peralta, a lot of his fan base is split on what happens with him moving forward.
Well, there was already people that didn't even like Freddie when they traded for him, you know?
Right. Good pitch right
I
there
think
by
everybody
Freddie.
was more shocked that Stearns actually made the move.
Yeah. See, that's the put away stuff that Freddie needs, man. That was a nasty, like, slider sweeper, and out of the zone, albeit, but gets the swing and miss. That's
Yeah, but
what we need to see.
he set that sweeper up with that fastball early in the count, and it set him up perfectly. Like, he needs to do more of that. I think he gets a little bit too fastball happy sometimes, and I know he throws like 94, 95, but it's not hard enough to sneak it by a lot of hitters, especially obviously what Crawford did.
We need to invoke the name Pete Reeser to resonate.
Pete Reeser.
Pete Reeser was the outfielder for the Brooklyn Dodgers in the 40s and 50s who had a habit of trying to run through walls, and it wound up short-circuiting his career.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are talking about Freddie, and listen, this guy's, in terms of ERA at least, he's coming off of a career year. So it's just like, it's hard not to get excited, especially when we needed multiple pitchers this offseason. Like, how could you not get excited to get one of those missing pieces? It just so happens that David Stearns didn't think that they needed the other missing piece.
But do you think that David Stearns, when he traded for him, thought about an extension soon with Freddie Peralta, or was it just never in his plan?
Knowing Stearns, it was probably never in his plan, but
then he also gave up prospects that he always talks about, a good amount.
that's why the decision, I was so happy with it, but I was like, if you're gonna do that, just extend them before the season. But like, what is the plan now? You're just gonna like negotiate with him this offseason?
Like, if he doesn't trade him and Peralta has, let's say, a 4 ERA at the end of the year, like, is that a negotiating tactic when there's going to be a team that's going to overpay for him? And because he's still a very good top 3 starter.
For sure, some team is gonna overpay for him. So it just seems to me like David Stearns is banking on him and you know, having a preference with the relationship that's already established there, going back to the Milwaukee days, and also just liking New York in general.
He better hope so, because there's not much out there. I mean, Skubal, but if he's not going to pay for Peralta, is he really going to give $400+ million for 10 years for Skubal, who is 30 years old now, by the way?
And you won't even get that package of what you gave up you won't get that equivalent back. I know they're struggling in Milwaukee, but like still.
Yeah, unless he pitches lights out until the deadline. That's probably the only way to get a desperate team.
Right.
And of course, my MLB decides to go out for a second. Fucking ass.
Well, the Mariners did challenge this call right here. It was called strike 3, which would have ended the inning, but Rosarena challenged it, overturned, and it's a 2-out walk.
Oh, just give me a second. I want to change it to another streaming because I got my stupid Spectrum stream box and my regular TV, so I'm gonna work with that.
I could pause mine for a second too to make it line up as best as possible. Just let me know.
Yeah, no problem. I think this one's better because sometimes with the stream box for Spectrum, it just goes out way too much. It's kind of annoying. I should have started that from the jump, but that's all right. Work in progress.
This is just like this watch party is just an experiment for the channels right here. The first one of the season, some things are bound to go wrong.
All right. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go.
Under 913 home runs already at age 31. He has broken out in a big way. Just change him down a ball strike.
Yeah, we'll probably see Freddie break the changeup out a little bit more against the left-handed hitters. When you keep it down to Rayleigh here, you probably got to be looking to pull who's got the hole open at first base, looking to hit a double in the corner of the right center field gap to try to score Rosarena from first base.
Should jump in 1-2.
You know what's crazy? His changeup is maybe a miles an hour or two lower than his fastball.
Yeah.
And yet it still fools hitters.
He's never picked off a runner in his career, but he does a good job of getting the ball to the plate quickly. They don't run much against him. And he strikes out Rayleigh to win the inning.
All right. You delayed or you good?
What was that? Nope.
Oh,
All
okay.
good.
I think we're on track.
Yeah, we're on track now. I think I might be just a little bit ahead still, so I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but
Yeah, it's cool. It's not like I can change my positivity, you know.
1-1 heading into the top of the second inning, guys. If you're late joining this stream, Mets got the early lead thanks to a Naylor error in the first inning, and wouldn't you know it, the first batter of the game, Crawford, solo home run off Freddie Peralta, but he rebounds nicely, and now we are tied at 1-1 here. So, I think the conversations surrounding Freddie are going to be ongoing. I think Stearns really puts – it's hard for me to judge this because I think Stearns really puts the business aspect ahead of any sort of like feel-good stuff. But I also feel like it's just such a terrible look to go out and get the pitcher that was connected with you in Milwaukee in the first place, only to trade him not even a full season later. But there could be a rare occurrence, Rob, of him hitting the open market, also getting traded this deadline, and then coming back to the Mets in free agency if he likes this organization enough, which at this point with free agents, you look at the Mets and you're like, why would I want to go there? Because this team is not really in the best of positions right now. So that's also going to be a thing where the Mets struggle this offseason, trying to persuade, and it's already been a thing, persuading these free agents to come to Queens and still not having to overpay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you're gonna have to overpay, and I think that's the issue, you know. And it sucks, but it is what it is. Until you're a winning franchise and you consistently win, and people want to be here. I mean, look at the Yankees. Have the Yankees really underpaid players? No, and they've been winning for 30 years. So people know you come to New York, you're gonna spend a ton of money, just like the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers aren't taking less money. Players aren't taking less money to go to the Dodgers. Barely. They're still getting the big contracts. So it's just a matter of, I don't know. I just think that, if it was me, I'd bring in Peralta and Skubal and really get it going. You have a 1-2-3 with McLean hit as well. But, who knows if Stearns is even going to do that. All right, so we're top of the second, 1-1, and A.J. Ewing's leading off in the top of the second.
A.J. Ewing will lead off the second inning. Mets and Mariners tied at 1. It's a hard work inning for both pitchers. George Kirby threw 25 pitches the first inning. Freddie Peralta threw 24.
Walkie-talkies aren't working right now for the Mariners.
Listen for us.
They still got fingers. Could always try those. No,
We got you with the updates, Ray. We won't be going anywhere. Do you want the updates? Is a different question, but we'll give it to you. Because it's no telling what this team's going to do.
Well, we're going to try and solve the.
All right, so the pitch comm is not working, Ray. So it's a delay. You know, everybody knows that the Knicks are playing tonight. They got to get this game going here.
As you were talking about, it's mixing in more of the changeups to the lefties, sliders to the right-handed hitters. 18 fastballs.
Goddamn pitch comms.
Technology designed to speed the game up, and often it slows the game to the flow.
Technology started a yard sale.
Dispose of your used electronics properly.
There we go.
Just put some tape on your fingers, a little bit of chalk.
AJ Ewing hits the first pitch up
There we
the middle
go.
for a base hit. So just as he did last night in his first at bat, Ewing attacks the first pitch for a base hit. That was his first time up last night, and now a single leading off in the second.
Would you try to move Ewing up in the order? Like,
The umpire.
just try something different to see if you can get on base at a higher clip?
See, look at that. He gets it right in the center. of the
Yeah,
field.
I put him
Good
two.
straight front arm, bent back,
That's what I was
down,
thinking. Or maybe even have bench 2 and him 1.
turning through for a single.
Yeah, I mean, I would do either one, to be quite honest with you. You know what? I move Boba shit in like the 5 hole. Leave Juan Soto 3, and your 4th hole would be like a Jared Young, Mark Vientos, guys like that can hit the ball over the wall.
The fact that Bichette has not moved down the order is egregious to me.
Have you been to T-Mobile Park?
Never been there, no.
I definitely want to go. I think I'm going to plan that next year. Even though the Mets might not be playing, we'll be playing them.
Yeah, I need to get out there at some point too. There's a whole bunch of stadiums on my list, dude.
Yeah, I need to go back on the West Coast. I already been to 2 ballparks out there.
It was this year in Houston you went, right? Or no, it was last year.
Last year.
Last year, that's right. We haven't played Houston.
Ability to come back this quickly.
That's how long this season has been so far already for me.
Could beat the prognosis by a month. Meanwhile, the roof is closing.
Oh, we can see the rains coming in.
Well, it is Seattle. I mean, of course it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Roof is slowly closing. It is not a full roof. It is an umbrella with open sides. Unique among the dome stadiums. That does take curveball from strike. It's 2-2.
An umbrella that we decided can withstand sideways rain.
Those roofs are a savior, man. More parks need that. I'll tell you what.
Why City Field didn't get it is just beyond me.
Top of the stadium did like field top of it. It's a slow moving, but it's they're playing right through the roof.
Yeah, you can see it on the field. Like it's getting darker in right field, so you can definitely feel it as it's going. It's got a pretty reasonable clip to it. How long does it usually take?
The next will look close. Like life itself, Kirby strikes out.
All right. Hopefully I've paused it enough to where we're almost in sync here.
Did Melendez strike out already?
By the time it gets in innings over,
Yeah.
Okay.
unable to make contact.
Aren't we sick of Melendez at this point? Like, can we bring anybody else up? Like,
would like to see
It doesn't make any sense to me, but like we said in the pregame, what other options at this point with the injuries do they have, to be honest?
Right now,
Unless you really just want to full send it and then bring up a guy like Clifford to bring that lefty power. I don't know.
get some singles with some runners on base, run these bases a little bit, put some pressure.
I mean, they might as well do that at this point. Even if he's not performing great.
Swing it first with outstanding speed. And Reds takes a breaking ball for a strike, and he's down to the count of a 2. The Reds knows what it's like from the other side against the Seattle pitching staff. The Mariners Mariners for 4 years, and most of the pitching staff.
Josh, get out of here.
Jimmy Gilbert and George Kirby and Luis Castillo, Pat Brash, Andres Munoz, they were all here when Torrens was catching for the Mariners. Slide him off to play the ball, 2 strikes. Like the same, the position players are turned up a lot, but pitchers are the same. And again, the Mets know plenty about the Seattle pitching staff. They've lost 7 straight games in this ballpark, scored a total of 9 runs in the 7 games. Ewing takes off. Torrens hits into third.
Oh, at least we can get out of the double play.
Ewing moves up on the ground out 2 away.
All right, so we got 2 outs, guys. Ewan ran on the pitch, so it didn't develop into a double play, which it would have.
Scoring position for Carson Bennett.
So these are the big opportunities for the Mets that they lack so much this year. Runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Base hit gives you the lead. That's the thing the Mets offense has been missing a lot this year. And the big reason why they lost a lot of games because the pitching has been good enough.
We're looking to do the same here in the state game.
First pitch.
See if Bench can get him in.
Kirby after throwing predominantly fastballs in the first inning, much more going to the breaking stuff here in the second. Curves and sliders, and he's throwing up for strikes. Ewing at second with 2 down. 1-1 game in the second. First bench from the last 28 games, getting 318 with an 881 OPS. Has become an important cog in this Mets offense. More and more that they find themselves relying on.
Yeah, right now the Seattle Mariners defense, Arena's got him pinched pretty shallow in left field. Julio Rodriguez kind of playing over the top in the off gap, and then Rayleigh Stevens straightaway right center, or straightaway right.
And that curveball drops in for a strike, and it's 2-2.
Bench is being very patient here.
Laterally. Two coming. Break the ball outside. 3-2. Another deep at that.
Yeah, going back to that conversation about Benj and Ewing, I think that Benj was always the more gifted prospect offensively in terms of the power numbers. So it would make sense to stack them and have Ewing be your prototypical leadoff guy. That's just the way I think.
It lengthened your lineup too.
Tries the breaking ball.
Run it out.
And he throws out.
Well, we didn't get that 2-out RBI that we lack a lot this season. So still tie scorer, bottom of the second. Yeah, it's I was saying before when you left about 2-out RBI opportunities to run in the score position. Like this has been a problem yet again. How many years, regardless of the team and the roster, how many years have we said that this team cannot drive in the runs with 2 outs, runners in score position? They've lacked that for years. And, you have to question, is it an organizational issue on how they approach the game and the at-bat? Because, it's a different staff. Other than Mendoza, it's a different staff, different hitting coach. And, again, this is the thing that I talk about with coaches. I don't think it's the coaches. I just think it's the players, the lack of ability and, I guess, the confidence to do the job. Honestly, it's like they squeeze the bat a little tighter, and it always happens to be the Mets that have the problem with that. No matter who's on this roster, it's a problem, Chris.
Yeah, and then at a certain point, as a fan, you run out of answers because there's only so many, times you can blame the coaching staff. If it's multiple staffs in a row, then you have the same issue. It's a personnel issue at that point. But it just so happens coincidentally that the guys that you bring in that were solid in those situations stink now. So the only answer at that point is this team cursed? That's really it.
Yeah. Of course we are cursed. I mean, we all know it. I don't care what age group you're in or what, generation you are. I mean, you've dealt with a lot of shit with this organization. I mean, just think, you could be 70 years old And yeah, you might have 2 championships under your belt and 4 World Series appearances. But what does that really mean, right? You know, you dealt with a lot of losing seasons no matter what generation you look at. You dealt with a lot. All right, so bottom of the second, bottom of the second, tie game, and Cole Young is at the plate to lead off.
Here on Monday night. He pops one up. He's trailing on the left field grass.
All right, 1 out. That's a way to be efficient. Get the pitch count down. You started at 20 plus pitches in the first inning with Freddie Peralta. The inefficiencies is something that we started talking about at the beginning of this stream. You got to be more efficient. You're already behind at this point in terms of the trajectory. It'd be awesome if you could scratch across 5 2/3, 6 innings today.
Somebody asked, what is my prediction for Peralta? I said 5 2/3, 1 run. I take that.
Take that all day long. Honestly, I'd take 2 or even 3 earned runs if this offense was competent.
He's a likely used player at Arizona. Here to
I will say, going back to that conversation about the Mets and how many losing seasons we've seen, we talked about it. And that's where the Dodgers started off before building this dynasty, is just being a perennial playoff contending team, right? Getting into the playoffs. And I know that the goal is for your team to win it all. You got to start somewhere and just get into the playoffs consistently over multiple seasons.
Yeah. I mean, when your organization hasn't made the playoffs 3 years in a row and you've been around since 62, it's like, come on. Like, something's wrong.
Right. And that's where it just feels like 2 steps back from that 2024 season. We're like, all right, we might not be as good as that year, but let's not take a step back.
Yeah. And you know what? You can't just say it's bad luck. All the years, been around since 62 and never been in the playoffs 3 years in a row. A couple of times, 2 years in a row, but that's about it. It's got to be better.
Another 3-2 count for Peralta.
You know, I don't mind him challenging a fastball there and let your defense make a play. He hit it hard, but you got the 2 outs.
Yeah, let the guy put it in play, honestly, man. It's just like, but for me, it's let's not get into all these 3-2 counts. Again, the efficiencies. How many 3-2 counts are you going to see before you're out of the ball game? And that's where I'm just struggling to comprehend that, because you are right. And what you said earlier this stream, Rob, it's just a staff-wide problem. It's not just Peralta. Base it up the middle with 2 outs there by the number 8 hitter.
Smattering of at-bats to 3 other teams, but opportunities sometimes present themselves in unexpected ways. And here's Breda taking advantage of it.
Yeah, he gets a fastball middle in and shoots it in the center field for him. Almost like AJ Ewing, he's been sitting on the bench watching first pitch strikes get thrown in there. Freddie's been throwing first pitch strikes, so Breda's ready to hit home.
There's Cole Emerson, who has been so impressive. The 20-year-old called up a couple of weeks ago when Brendan Donovan got hurt. About that.
You know, see, we're talking about prospects. Cole Emerson comes up and is just lighting it up. It's amazing.
Since Watson came up, 2018 today.
Yeah, that's good company. And I got a chance to watch a little bit the end of Juan Soto because he got caught up and I was rehabbing. But I got a chance to watch him hitting homers against the Yankees in D.C., hitting them the other way at Yankee Stadium like Juan was. Juan was good from the moment he got to the big league.
He was 19 when he
If you're not watching the game right now and you're just listening to us, Peralta's got 36 pitches with 2 outs in the second inning.
Like walking, in my opinion. Like really, we're just trying to walk forward. We happen to have a bat in our hand that you can see us.
All right.
Also with a nice play, goes on it.
All right, there we go, guys. So we got out of the inning with no damage done. Still 1-1 going to the top of the third. You know, again, Chris, when it comes to like just talking about in general, like you saw Cole Emerson, right? He comes up and performs right away. Like, we don't get that. Like, that has been the biggest problem that I've talked about on God knows how many shows, is that when are we going to get a guy that comes up who's a top prospect, not some guy that's 20th ranked, a guy that's in a top 5, come up and perform to that capability. Well, let's be honest, Nolan McLean did that last year for us. It just was bad timing for us, unfortunately. But a guy like Emerson, all around baseball, a rookie that just performs and not just brings a little bit of, spark to the team, but actually produces to the point where it's like, I want him to get in that bat with runners on base, runners in scoring position. The Mets continue to lack that. And if you're going to continue to have failed prospects and nobody that can, just perform to the level they were supposed to, like Alvarez, who was the number 1 overall prospect in baseball, and he's basically a backup catcher, it's a huge problem in this organization, and they need somebody to do that. And maybe it's Ryan Clifford, but it goes back to development again.
Yeah, I agree. And, at this point, are we drawing it up to a mere coincidence? Is it a developmental thing, in the farm system? Because we just saw David Stearns put a whole new staff basically in charge of development in the minor leagues this past offseason. We'll see how that, helps out or hurts the Mets moving forward in terms of the prospects. But I agree. I mean, going back to Beatty, Benj this year, these guys just get off to super slow starts and try to claw their way back. Alvarez, same thing. So it is kind of mesmerizing. That's something that you have been talking about for quite some time, Rob.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's frustrating because all we needed was one guy to really step up big time, and that was with Pete Alonso, Nimmo, Diaz, McNeil still here. These guys not performing well. So Bichette's up, top of the third, 1-1 score. Chris, that's the thing. It's like we had guys that needed to perform once they get called up to help the team, and they just haven't.
That was an honor. Bichette gets breaking ball, fouls it off with the 2. So in this game, you've got Freddie Peralta, who was originally signed by the Mariners, pitching in Seattle for the first time. You've got George Kirby, who was drafted out of high school by the Mets. Bichette gets
Too good at bat so far by Bichette.
There we go. Bichette, all right.
Bichette is
0-2, hanging breaking ball, dumps it into left field for a base hit, leading off. And you see more of the same of what we saw first inning. Get this guy over into scoring position.
Right? This is who Bichette is, right?
Yeah.
300 type of guy. He's a guy that puts the bat on the ball, and that's who he is. Like, he's got to keep doing that. And the power, I mean, he's not a big power hitter, but the power will come with that. Will get him more confidence at the plate.
single to left on the first pitch he saw today. Fouls back first pitch fastball this time.
And we saw the power come out in Washington, and his timing looked phenomenal. He was pulling home runs. He hit an opposite field home run. And he's just up and down and more down than up, honestly.
And the highest draft pick in the history of the, they're now the Phoenix. Were they the Lions? The Fighting Christians.
But yeah, Rob, in terms of this lineup, like you said with Bichette and a lot of these other guys, so far this season have not shown the long ball consistently. So depending on what happens with Polanco and the overall health and Vientos' production, I'd be very curious if they bring up that power bat in Clifford.
Fighting Christians.
Yeah.
Or I guess how quick they would be willing to do it.
Well, say it's S.
Yeah.
Because
True.
all Sunday school songs. On a Christian soldier, marching as to war. A long time it took.
1-2 to Soto, and he takes the sweeper outside 2-2.
I used to sing that sometimes in the bowels of these ballparks, and then to play somebody.
Did it inspire you?
No, but it may inspire me. Yeah, the rest of the people thought I was crazy.
It doesn't work for you.
It gave me a gig.
I mean,
He missed the hanger.
this team sport with individuals like their own statistics, you have to be best supported. Yeah, you have to be an iconoclast. You have to
At least they're making Kirby work too. That's
Yeah.
that's what I like to see in the process with this lineup.
50 pitches already.
You get a good
Yep.
wife, good family that's around to build you up and then tell you when that's enough.
So the pops one a mile high and the
Ah,
out goes Crawford.
He missed 2 pitches.
he missed 2 hanging breaking balls in the zone in that at bat. Yep.
That looks like the fucking Irish, doesn't it? You're just a ginger. Like, looks a little Amish, you know? With the hat and the beard.
I think the fighting Irish would be an oxymoron.
I think
One out and one
he's
out.
full Amish.
Here's Jared Young. He hit the ground ball that Naylor threw away for an error that brought it to Mets spot. Marlins completed a sweep of the Nationals today. Max Myers, 7 more good innings, only 2 hits. They beat the Nats 4-1. So that's the Mets swept the Marlins. The Marlins went to DC and swept the Nats. That's it. Sure.
There we go.
Base hit for Young. Bichette pulls it at second. So that's with a couple of hits in this 3rd inning.
I'll tell you what, man. Jared Young is impressing me. I'm gonna have to stop the slander on this guy, and I haven't really been slandering him at all this season. It's just funny how it works out when he always found his way back to the team, but he's putting together really solid at bats, man. I think that depending on what happens with Polanco, it seems like Mendy's pissed off with Vientos. Jared Young is gonna be getting a lot more reps at first base until Polanco gets back, and even when Polanco gets back with the whole Achilles and stuff like that, are you really gonna want to play him in the field almost every day? Probably not.
It's off for the
Yeah, I mean, Jared Young has been impressive. Let's be honest. I mean, for what he is, right? He's a role player. That when you have a really good team, which the Mets aren't, he would be a perfect guy for this team. For a team that's really
As
good.
it gets closer to you on a fastball or a breaking ball, will get over the first and second baseman's head.
fastball runs inside 2-0.
Yeah, like you said, Chris, they're really making Kirby work. 1 out in the 3rd, 2 men on. They got 55 pitches already. They've been doing a good job with that one.
But it feels like it's been every loss.
Curious where the
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm curious where the Mariners bullpen ranks in terms of the MLB.
It's a pretty sizable bullpen, though, right? I would think.
I think so.
But the winning pitcher for the Mets, the last time they won here was
Huh. Go figure.
2017.
Turn it out. All right, that's not going to go.
Second go chance for double play.
MLB bullpen ERA rankings in 2026. Dodgers number 1, Mariners number 2. 2.95 collective ERA for the Mariners bullpen in comparison to 3.58, which ranks 7th in the league, actually, by the New York Mets. Amazing how much this bullpen has been utilized and are still a top 10 bullpen in June.
Levin's got the win. Addison Green got the save.
Talking about opportunities, Brett Baty had a 2-0 count, first and second. 2-0 count. What do you think he's going to throw you? He challenged you with a fastball, and you were late on it.
Still late, exactly.
I got down there. Right. I was sure it was.
All right, the best clutch hitter on this team. Here we go.
Yeah.
Not long ago. Semien lined out to short his first time up. And he popped back the first pitch.
It's like 5 pitches from these guys that they missed.
Yeah. Setting on the off speed, first pitch is interesting by Semien. He just looks locked in at the plate, to be honest. He did miss it, but he looked decently on time with it, I would say. That he was late on right there. That second pitch. I don't know if he was expecting a breaking ball. 0-1, but
his approach is here with 2 strikes.
Swinging at a ball that's not quite as good. They'd be looking to grind and fight right now with 2 strikes. Try to push it forward and play.
No, I didn't go. Oh, come on.
Well, once again, leaving more men on base with opportunities, and this is why the Mets lose. Let's be honest about that. They lose because of situations like this. First couple of innings, runners in scoring position, runners on base, and they don't come through. This is why we lose. Again, the pitching has been good enough to win ball games. When you consistently leave men on base, don't get the job done with runners in scoring position, you easily lose games, and that makes you a bad team. That's just the honest truth.
And when the broadcast, when you, when me, when we all talk about the Mets lineup missing fastballs, that 2-0 pitch to Brett Baty in that inning is the prime example. If you are Brett Baty in that situation, you're having an up and down. They're not approaching Brett Baty the same as they are approaching Marcus Semien, who's the best Mets hitter in the lineup with runners in scoring position. And you saw that at bat, right? Starting off, Marcus Semien with a 0-0 breaking ball. But to be late on a 2-0 fastball, if you're Brett Baty, is absolutely unacceptable in that situation. And that's the story of this lineup, Rob. And that's why they have not contributed in those situations that you're talking about, is that they are late on a lot of these pitches. And it's mesmerizing that we're 60 plus games into the season and they still have not made that adjustment.
What do you think it is? Do you think it's the players itself that's just not listening to their coaching staff? Because we don't know what the coaches are saying, right? The coaches can be telling them, hey, look at for certain pitches at a certain count, and they're not doing that, and that's why they're not performing. But you can, it's hard to blame the coaches because we don't know what they're saying. But, you got to know as a major league hitter, we're not major leaguers. If you got a 2-0 pitch, 2-0 count, what do you think the guy's going to throw you? What do we always say, Chris? It's baseball 101. Expect fastball, adjust the breaking ball. That's just baseball 101. And they seem to not do that. And it's basic, fundamental baseball. And that's the frustrating part. Bottom of the third, 1-1 score.
And this year.
And it's not just that count, Rob. It's not just that count. It's every pitch, essentially, should be look fastball, adjust. Because if you're looking fastball, your timing and mechanics, that's a strike, should allow you to adjust to the breaking ball. So Terrain is challenging the call. Overturned. What do you think about the ABS now that we're on the topic? What do you think about the ABS? You like it? You don't like it?
I like it when I'm at the game because it's kind of fun. Because you're like, oh, stuff like
Right.
that. But other than that, I think it's kind of ridiculous. And this guy's killing us. Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, when it comes to the ABS, what I don't like about it is that, a pitch that can be extremely borderline and it's like 0.1 inch, a third of an inch off the plate and it's a ball. It's like, that's not what I don't want a perfect strike and a perfect ball. I want that, it doesn't give the umpire enough leeway of, a guy who has a high strike zone, guy who has a low strike zone, or on the corners a little bit, off the corners a little bit. But, it has to be perfect now, and it's kind of annoying. Because,
Right.
at some point, the ABS is going to be every pitch.
Right.
Be interesting to see how Tony attacks him.
MEZ saying he would move Semien to the 2-hole and Bichette to the 6-hole. Why not? I actually don't hate that. I don't hate that based off of how this season has gone so far. But what I will say is that if you are Bo Bichette, everyone already knows how to attack you because they've been having success at it already. And so that probably will not change even if you are moved down, but it doesn't hurt to try, which is why we brought it up earlier. But with Ewing being a rookie and them not having the book on him yet, so to speak, that could make it more advantageous for him to be up early in the lineup, which was basically the philosophy and the reasoning behind what I was thinking there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
More pitch com issues, gotta love it.
Well,
See, if
there's
there's anything that I don't like in this new age of baseball, it's that. That's the one thing that I don't like is the pitch comp.
Yeah.
He's going to get a
It takes away the whole base running aspect too, and needing to hide signs if you're a catcher from a guy on second base right now in Crawford, and it absolutely sucks because that's an unwritten rule of baseball. Like if you're being obvious with the signs, you can relay it.
real breaking ball. So you don't want no part of Rodriguez.
Real breaking ball. You gotta love it.
Yep. Freddie in some trouble here. 46 pitches through. He's got no outs recorded in the third inning. Mariners are threatening man on first and second with nobody out.
Oh boy.
I see Freddie bust out this changeup, try to get a 4-6-3 double play.
Dallas fouled out his first time up.
This is where Peralta starts to get into trouble, right? We see this almost every game with him, right? He looks pretty decent the first couple of innings. All of a sudden, he gets into this habit of walking guys, and then, you know, can't get his breaking ball over, and then he gets into trouble like he is right now.
But a lot of onside misses.
Now 2-0, 2 changeups off the plate.
And when he gets in trouble, he stops throwing his fastball.
Yeah.
Such a good idea.
Yeah, he's really trying to find it right now.
Still,
He's gonna challenge him with a fastball.
has eluded him for the most part.
Oh, changeup.
You miss up the changeup there. 3 in a row.
See, if you're Naylor in a 3-hole, maybe you're not sitting 2-0 fastball, or you know what I mean. You got to change up there. But if you're Beatty, it's a completely different situation from the previous half inning.
That one started on the plate.
Popped up.
Challenged him.
Down the left,
There we go.
Away. He gets there to make the catch.
So I'm like, oh god, he's running hard.
One out. There we go. Get him to fly out to left field. Melendez makes the catch. 50 pitches through. Nice double play would be in order right now, Rob. What do you think?
Better with runners in scoring position the last couple of starts, but you know, he was off to such an incredible beginning. Some correction.
Yeah, thought there might be a little regression.
But he in 12 starts, he's only had 1 ground ball double play. Contrast that with Kirby, who's had 12 this year. Peralta's more a fly ball pitcher than Kirby, but not that much more. This is Rosarena. He hits one softly down to third. That's
Oh. Woo!
just to the left turn.
Matt's got a little lucky there. That was a tough in between hop for Beatty.
We could hear the crowd.
That was a tough play because it looked like it was gonna hit the bag.
But it was called foul, as you said, for Myasoga. It was fair for a long time, and Brett had to go after it and play this.
In regards to the ABS, though, I will say I think 2 in regulation is the perfect amount. I would not like to see it go up. If they're gonna have it, and I don't mind it, I think 2 is fine.
That looked like
Yeah,
a sure
I agree.
play that they run able to turn.
Yeah, not having Francisco Lindor rush for shortstop.
Double play ball.
Double play ball. Bichette to Simeon and on the
There we go.
with the stretch double play.
There we go. There's the aforementioned double play. Freddie Peralta gets out of the jam, and we are heading to the top of the 4th inning. Love to see it. That was very timely. And honestly, you know, like you said with Freddie Peralta in that inning, Rob, just deferring to his off-speed pitches when he gets into trouble, and you see him come back and attack Naylor in that 2-1 count with the 96-mile-per-hour fastball, and wouldn't you know it, he gets and finds success, popped it up to left field, and sets up that nice double play right there to get a Rosarena. So, yeah, Freddie just needs to be more aggressive. I just don't understand for the life of me, if you are down and if you're not finding the zone with your off speed, stop. Just go back to the fastball and pound the zone, make them put it in play. And that's what he finally decided to do.
Yeah, and you know what, he has a little over 60 pitches now, and not even, you know, it's the 4th inning now, so pretty good chance he's not going to pitch past 5 innings. But you know what, if I'm Mendoza, I'll tell you this right now, he better throw over 100 pitches. Like, there's no reason why he shouldn't. Like, try to get him through that 5th inning by any means necessary. Again, I'm not telling you to let him throw 120 pitches, but he can throw 105. His arm ain't going to fall off. All right, he's a durable pitcher. He's not going to break apart. And you just hope he does that. Because, again, you know, they talked about how many guys weren't available yesterday. Well, how many guys are not available today? Like, this is the problem we're talking about with urgency. Like, Freddie Peralta is your quote-unquote ace. Push him. Like, we can talk about it's only June 3rd all we want, but we're 6.5 games out of a wild card. We're 9 games under 500, and there's about 55 games left until the trade deadline. This is how much time we have. We have a month and a half to decide if we're sellers or buyers. There's got to be urgency from this team, and I want to see it from Mendoza today, not just going by the book, but use that gut with Freddie Peralta. Get him through that 5th inning. Try to get him into the 6th. If he can't finish it, all right, whatever. But try to at least get him on the mound in the 6th inning. I think that's the goal right now, especially he's not pitching terrible, like he's getting into his little habits, but try to get him through the 6th or the 5th inning and pitch him into the 6th. We'll see how it goes, but only the 4th inning. Long way to go in this game.
Steve Gilbs to greet the hot dogs here in Seattle.
Mets fan enjoying a little brew over there in Seattle. He's going to need a lot more of those to watch this team for a full 9.
Busy for you?
I mean, cream cheese goes with smoked salmon. Not sure it goes with, pork and beef products.
I'll try anything. Not anything. I was gonna try it. I didn't run into one though.
So here's the biggest disappointment coming to Seattle this week. CJ Ewing turns over the bend with fastball. The one thing that Seattle has gastronomically that no other ballpark has is the toasted topper concession. Emerson ranging wide, including not scrum.
Get him by his stride right there. Ewing grounds out to lead off the inning on a 1-2 pitch.
Try them and not try. I really enjoy them. We were told that there's a grasshopper shortage, and they have not had the toasted grasshoppers for the last 2 homestands. I was bereft.
I'm good on grasshoppers. I don't think I would try that.
And where else would we be able to sample the toasted grasshoppers? Unless, maybe there's a recipe and I can try and whip them up at home. I don't know if the Northwest grasshoppers and the East Coast grasshoppers are equally
Delightful. Yeah, both worthy of being slathered in.
They're
You know
talking
your team
about
is
them
big
like
when
they're
they're talking about
oysters
it.
right now.
It's more like
Like, your team is bad when Gary Cohen's talking about toasted
it's
grasshoppers.
Spices.
Trying to find any way to entertain.
Crunchy. It's a crunchy snack.
I would need a bucket of chocolate.
I've heard of chocolate covered ants. That kind of thing. I mean,
What the hell?
for an ultimate sort of protein.
No.
Well, TTB is saying that the Mets need more protein, and apparently grasshoppers are a great source of protein.
How
So
about we
maybe
start
they'll-
with some runs?
Well, I mean,
yeah, maybe that would help the warning track power that this lineup possesses.
Yeah, right?
TV up here.
Get those grasshoppers ready.
it's messy. Leaving chocolate. Nice
I'll get the little pictures so we don't go to places.
Well, you can get the the grasshopper legs stuck in your teeth.
No.
Then you have to floss.
No, thank you. I have to hear you tell me about that experience.
Well, we'll have to wait a couple of years. We won't be back in Seattle till 2028.
Hopefully the Benson won ball game by then. Here.
Melendez lays off.
Ain't that the truth, man?
He doesn't want many.
Which I think an important base runner for the Mets. Coming off of last inning, Freddie
Good at bat by
first two
Melendez.
runners, gets on
That was good at bat.
and the double play ball. Get some runners on
Hold
base.
down for a second, Rob.
Now
Yep.
Torrens coming up. Try and first and third as you can as you flip the lineup over.
Okay, we got Luis Torrens, 9th hitter up.
Rounded out his
1 out,
first
1 on. See if the Mets can pull through and get the lead here. Again, another runner on base for the Mets.
Last time the Mets faced Kirby at Citi Field last August, they got 7 runs and 12 hits against them. The 12 hits matching the most Kirby's ever given up in a game. He's given up 5 hits already today. Who was that one in for a strike? It's 1-1. It's been a rough stretch for Kirby. Last 3 starts, 6.88 ERA. Really, the one guy in that rotation has been struggling. Pretty healthy lead from Melendez. He takes off.
There we go. That's what I like to see. Hit and run.
Second base. and is unable to go to third.
All right, come on.
It's not a
Top of the
sign
order.
Melendez was-
God, I love Luis Torrens. Puts the bat on the ball.
Right through the
A little bit of movement on the base pads, make the fielder move a little bit, and leave that big hole.
Straight steal by Melendez, but Torrens sees the hole.
That's what I love that. Situational hitting. Simple baseball. Fundamental baseball. It's simple. All right, come on, guys. First, second one out. Let's go. Top of the order.
When you're a runner in that situation, can't you hear the crack of the bat?
Yes. And then you pick up the third base coach.
So that's lays
No,
over the back
no.
of the slide.
You can see NJ's probably got his head down the whole way, which is reasonable. Like you said, Gary, you hear it. You can see Tim Lieber coming to try to get in his sideline as he crossed the camera there. He's going to be looking at Melendez and trying to tell him, ball's behind you, come to me.
On the bench, he struck out and rounded out. Crawford made a run
Well,
to the
good. Picked
bench
off a second. Jesus.
You can see right here, Melendez takes off the third base coach Sleepers. He's rolling.
All right, another opportunity here for Benj with runners in scoring position.
You know, I think there's going to stay right there.
And takes fastball on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. It's up to 280 now with runners in scoring position.
Ray, give Torrens a portion of that $42 million that they gave Bo.
Go ahead, bud.
There we go. Hold up at third.
Let's
Hold
go,
up at third.
Benj. That's not scoring him though.
He had a hold up. I get it. It's all right. Here we go.
All right, let's.
Oh,
Speaking
big
of
at bat for
42
Bo.
million.
Big at bat for Bo.
Yeah, breaking ball in the middle of the plate. What Carson
Bo,
has done a great
I
job
would do
of
almost
couple weeks.
anything for you to hit a grand slam right here, man.
That was all they had
Please.
into the outfield.
I'm reaching big. I know it's about little things. I'm going big here just because it's the watch party, but a
look,
nice
he-
little base hit would do it too.
2 for 2. He's had 2 good at bats. Maybe he's seen the ball well.
Out there, the for base.
I mean, this is a situation where he needs to take his first 2 at bats and take it into this at bat. All he needs is a base hit. You possibly could score 2. But what has he been doing all season? He's been trying to do too much in these
Too
situations.
much. What do you think Kirby throws him here, knowing it's bases loaded? Bo Bichette, albeit it's 2 for 2 today, is struggling this season. Are you going with first pitch off speed? Or are you going with first pitch fastball?
Honestly, as bad as the shit has been all season with the fastball, even though he hit the fastball his last at bat, I'll go letter high fastball, first pitch. See if he bites out.
I think he's going to try to throw the timing off and work the inverse, although it's what we say that we don't want to see the Mets pitchers do. I think he goes off speed.
Ace is loaded, 1 out. Bichette lays off first pitch fastball
Miss.
out of the zone.
That was a fastball, though. There you go. All right. Come on, Bo.
Daniel came into the year hitting .330 for his career in RBI situations. A good day so far. Looking to that's the lead.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Let's go, Bo.
There we go. 3 for 3.
Have yourself
There we
a
go.
day, Mr. Bo Bichette.
All right.
3 for 3, 2 RBIs. Mets take the lead. That's why you're getting $42 million, Bo. That's why.
This is the Bo Bichette we need.
Again, he gets a fastball running in on him, uses the middle of the field. This one's lower than he wants, but he hits it hard enough to
Was that a
get it.
fastball as well? I missed it.
Yeah.
You could say been a good fortune to be out of the reach of JP Crawford. Very easily could have been a 6-4-3 WK. But those are the type of swings and at bats that get you.
Now we got to keep it going. Got to keep it going.
That you want.
Step 3 for 3 today. Now it's 30 runs batted in for the year. 1 more than Soto. Bats with 2-1. Rounds 1 down.
It might be a double play.
Second.
Oh,
Nope.
jeez.
That was a terrible turn by Seattle. Jesus. It was like slow motion.
Terrible swing by Soto, too, no less.
Yeah.
As you said, Gary, so Juan hits.
Got him out in front.
You can tell he's getting down the line. You want to make sure that Jerry gets to turn it back.
Another at bat for Soto, first pitch swinging. I don't hate the aggression, but the result's just not there.
They have been a little bit off with his throws, obviously the error, but that one didn't come out quite as crisp for as good as he is over there at first base, kind of feathering it a little bit tonight.
Jared Young found the hole on the right side for a base hit his last.
All right,
round.
Jared, what do you say?
2 runs home in the inning. And you switching this to the sweep, nothing at once. Second this year with runners in scoring position. So he had 41 bats. He was out for 6 weeks. Bench in third, Soto at first, and Juan's not doing as much running this year as he did.
Again, if
last
you're part of the stream, make sure to smash those thumbs up buttons and subscribe to both channels. Hopefully, this is not our first and last watch along. These are kind of fun to do. I like these.
They are. He sees our instant reaction.
Soto takes off. The throw to second base.
Oh, we got the run in. Yeah.
Nice.
There we go.
There we go. That's the speed that we've been missing out of Juan Soto in comparison to last year. It's all about the jumps for Soto. I mean, he's not the speediest guy. It's all about the jumps. I think that's a blunder on the catcher's part, Rob.
And you can see it all in front of you. Soto gets a great jump, and Carson, as soon as Brady brings it to his ear, he's gone. So
And you know what?
they decided to
Go ahead.
No, this is a Seattle team that's won 8 in a row, playing extremely well, and then making bonehead mistakes. Why?
Right.
Because they're being aggressive.
What's the challenge here? What's going
I
on?
think they're trying to get seeing if they got Soto out, and then obviously the run won't count.
Yeah, I feel like he beats it in there. He has foot gets in, and then
No, he's safe.
We're not sure that
it's going to be fine.
have our tag on there. But
I mean, if his foot did come off that bag, it was for
Right now, it's a bit against the spirit.
like the tiniest of seconds.
Bounces off.
it looked like he was playing Twister. He had the hand replace the foot.
I mean, there's no way you can overturn that, I feel like.
I don't trust the replay system because you know they're gonna look for every little detail. Did the spikes go off the bag for like a centimeter? You know they're gonna check that.
I
And
know.
I'll be pissed if he's out.
We're seeing it here on the big screen, and it looks like Juan may have come off a little bit, but I don't know if there's going to be enough to overturn it. Here it is. You can tough look. It's the third baseman. Cole Anderson comes rolling through the big. Right after he hits the bag, hits it up. I just don't know. There's
They're gonna call him out. They're gonna call him out, Rob.
It's taking too long.
All stands with a double steal on the Mets. Will have a fourth run. If it's overturned, the run comes off the board and the inning ends.
I think they call him out. It's taking too long, and if he did come off for a split second, but you see all that dirt on that angle,
Question is his foot off?
you don't know if the cleat's touching it or not.
He did not keep the tag on for very long.
Yeah,
All right, there
you
we
got a
go.
call. There we go.
There we
Good job,
go.
New York. All right, 4-1 Mets. There we go. A little bit of aggressive play by the Mets. Double steal to get the run in.
Soto picks up his 6th steal of the year, and Ben steals home his 10th of the year. Now the Mets have 3 runs home in this inning and a chance for more with Jared Young.
I'm actually surprised. That's a sneaky 10 stolen bases for Juan Soto.
Takes
Yeah.
about a strike zone.
I mean, he can have a 30 stolen base
Mets
season.
did not have a steal. in
Yeah,
their
for
last-
sure.
So they won in their last 8 games, but they pull off 2-on-1 play to steal a run.
and the Lakers decided to run as well early in the inning.
I mentioned Kirby is the guy you can put on. That's not 9 out of 10 against Kirby this year.
Scouting a good game plan for the Mets, and it's a good sort of out there and trying to get the track meet started.
And Young lifts one foul. Epperson gives him 1, but that'll be out.
Yeah, here from the up top view, there goes Soto with a good jump. You can see Bench. He's almost as soon as Brady comes up and brings the ball in a position to throw, he's breaking the home plate. He's taking a shot as a runner and as a team right there that they're going to throw it all the way through.
You know what Pareda could have done? He
Oh!
base, and Emerson was there. Routed down to first. And
Oh, yes, I love it. I love
Off
it.
the bag. Off the
I love
bag.
it. We're getting some breaks here, guys. What's going on? The luck is turning. Where's Grimace when you need him?
That is awesome. Listen, Jared Young ground to the first base, otherwise routine play, and it hits off the base and redirects into the outfield for a 2-out RBI for Jared Young, making it 5-1 New York Mets.
For Ray, what happened was Young hit a ground ball to first base, and it hit the bag and took a bad hop, and Naylor missed it, bringing in the 5th run of the ball game. By the way, 2 unearned runs already.
Starting to get their bullpen cranking. Red Beatty, the 8th man up in the inning. Swings in this high fastball. It's an angry pitch by George Correa.
Yeah, that one had intent on it. Frustration. I hit the bag one time against John Lackey. It didn't go for a double, but it went for a single. He complained and moaned and groaned. Oh, I just giggled.
As I was muted. Listen, making Kirby work is just phenomenal. He's already at 87 pitches. They're warming up the bullpen here in the top of the 4th. That's the production and the type of work I like to see progress through the game right here from the lineup.
Yep.
All big games for the Cardinals and Cubs. He's the one that had that.
I mean, there was really nothing that Naylor could do on that play right there. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
It was going to be a classic PFP, and then the ball ricocheted off the bag.
I had a chance to run into him when I was in Chicago. He came back. Got to talk some baseball with him. Fierce competitor.
Over to Beatty. With foul play of fastball.
Keeps on missing
Mets done a
fastballs.
great job of running up Kirby's pitch count in addition to stringing some hits together. Running the bases well here at the 4th. 5-pitch first inning. 28 in this inning. Save for Rare, the lefty is up in the bullpen for the Mariners. So this is 4 straight starts now for Kirby, where things have not gone well. Has otherwise been absolutely stellar and overstocked. Right Miller from Edgewood. They have to piggyback he and Luis Castillo. Kirby right now is the loose end.
Beatty, come on now.
That was bad. Jesus Lord.
I mean, just as, anyways, yeah. Listen, Mets up the insurance runs. They take the lead. Was that 4 runs in the inning? No, it wasn't.
Yep. Oh yeah.
4 runs in the inning.
Oh, yeah. Don't get used to it, guys. It ain't happening for a while again. Promise.
That's right.
All right, guys. So, and what was Easy saying? What did he say? I need Peralta to step up now. I was just thinking the same thing. This is a Peralta spot where it's got to be 10 pitches or less and get a 1-2-3 inning. Get your offense right back on your hot offense right back at the plate. It's got to be a quick inning. It can't be no 25 pitch inning, and you get give up a run or two, and now they're right back in the ball game. Your pitch count is 20 pitches higher. And now we're going to be using our bullpen for the next 4 innings.
Yeah, I agree. I think that this needs to be a shutdown inning for Peralta. Your offense got to the lead. This is when we talk about the cohesion of this team and the consistency that this team needs to play with moving forward. Your offense got you the lead. They got you a healthy lead. Go out there. Don't play with your food, right? This is what we talk about all the time. Do not play with your food. Go after these hitters and make it a quick half inning and get the offense back up to the plate. That's what needs to happen, and that's what an ace would do in a rotation. If you want to prove that you're an ace, go out there and do it. I could not agree anymore.
Yeah, and how many games have it's been the exact same scenario where the Mets take a lead, and what happens? Right, the team slowly, the opposing team slowly comes back, eventually takes the lead, and the Mets lose because they can't score anything after like the 6th inning. Like, this is a trend. This is a situation where the Mets need to add on. Like, make no mistake about it. They need to add more insurance runs. Like, 4 runs would be enough. But we know how it goes, right? A lot of the teams against the Mets, they slowly progress, getting closer and closer to, closing the lead, and then they eventually take the lead and the Mets lose. And it's got to change. And hopefully it starts now. Like, you're playing Seattle, who won 8 in a row. This team's hungry. They're playing well. And then you got to go to San Diego, who's playing extremely well. So this is a win that you're like, all right, we salvaged the series. Let's go to San Diego on a fresh note, going on a 1-game winning streak. That's basically it.
Right.
All right, here we go, guys. Bottom of the fourth, 5-1 Mets. 54 pitches by Peralta, by the way.
So he was a left-handed pitcher at Washington State as well.
Certainly was.
And this is a situation where Peralta needs to challenge the hitters, and Beatty falls on his ass. That was a hard play, though. Not easy.
I mean, Peralta's well on his way here to at least 6 innings of baseball today. He's just got to keep that efficiency and keep going after hitters.
I want to see more fastballs for Peralta. You got to challenge the hitters. Like, solo home run's not going to hurt you here.
Just a long way to go.
Right.
Not much you can do about it. He's playing almost shortstop. Definitely 5-6 hole.
Ball 2 strikes to Luke Bradley. Takes the ball down. 2-2. Peralta working with a 4-run lead as we start the bottom of the fourth.
Struck him out. Let's go.
Here we go. That's
Challenge
what I
him with
want to
the
see right
fastball. That's
Fastball,
what I like
baby.
to see. It's mesmerizing, right, Rob? Like
It is.
when they do what we say, good things happen.
there. He's got a nice fastball. He's got movement on that fastball. Like, he's got to use it more.
Get the first batter.
Salute to Henry too, by the way. While you guys prepare your resignation letters for your jobs. All right, let's not go too far here. Hopefully, we're providing you at least some entertainment.
We're trying. We're trying.
Yeah, we're trying to. If you're not the biggest fan of Daniel Murphy in the booth, but all right, 1 out single.
I'd rather challenge it.
That's good.
I'd rather them get hits and beat you than give walks.
Sure, let's get a double play now. It makes up for it. Let's do it.
And that would be a 10-pitch inning. Oh, no, it'd be only like a 7-pitch inning. Get a quick inning here.
You can see how Freddie holds this fastball a little bit on the side of it. Ends up leaving it right in the middle of Koyong, and he hammers it.
Perfect inning.
They said. But as you said last inning, Freddie's got the double play ball in his pocket now.
Well, yeah, got 2 of them now this year. So got 1 in a row.
Go 4-6-3 now. Change up on the plate.
So rounded out his first time up. And so his ground ball in the second inning was 113 miles an hour. Stepping to staying on a hop.
Yeah, got to beat that first line of defense if you really want to win. Like Cole Young said, those probably were very similar exit velocities. One gets over the infielders, one doesn't.
So, as a player, you know, players these days are so versed in the metrics.
Ooh.
They don't know how far they
He ain't going to challenge that. They already
No,
lost.
he's not.
Perfect. We love that.
He knows his place in the lineup. He's not that important.
Yeah.
Midfield with the plan. Do you feel good about the
See, that's what I don't understand. 2-1 going to an off-speed pitch from Freddie. It doesn't make much sense to me.
I've been taking batting practice or hitting in the
This is the thing where it pisses me off. Like, throw a fastball in that spot.
I can promise you the third ball I hit is going to be a different batted ball. It's going to be
Back-to-back base hits for the Mariners here. First and second, 1 out, bottom 4. Freddie Peralta, 64 pitches through the
But
appearance.
your point here, it makes sense, right? That 1-1 pitch or that 2-1 pitch, why throw a breaking ball? Throw a fastball. Now you miss with that breaking ball. You're 3-1. You're gonna come with a fastball.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
As far as trajectory.
Yep.
Because if you're hitting it hard and it's at the infielders, you're just
All right, let's see how Freddie Peralta is able to skirt his way around trouble. Hopefully he is here in this inning in the bottom of the 4th.
To go pull it, I would make sure that I got it over.
Maybe I spoke too soon in saying that he's got 6 easy innings in the bag. Come on, Freddie.
All your fault, Chris. All your fault.
I wanted every single ball. Unless there's, a situation where you're doing a runner on third, less than 2 outs, and I'm trying to play catch with the center fielder and try to run it. Or if you got now a situation where a hook and one of the second baseman is runner on second.
All right, quick 0-2 count. And see how he
Yeah.
attacks 0-2 here.
breaking balls in a row.
Now he's looked fooled twice on that breaking ball. What would you throw here? Would you throw another pitch like that, or would you go up it? I would say like a high fastball, let her high.
Yeah, I'd probably go letter high fastball here just because this guy's probably thinking that, but
He's averaging
you do run the risk.
You can't leave that fastball over the plate though.
So see, he didn't do it. He's gonna go 3 for 3. Yeah, that you run the risk
Like
of missing your spot is what I was trying to say.
Practice it would work, and the batting
So he
cages
opted
and
for the off speed pitch there. So we'll see
But
what happens
that
here.
wasn't even a competitive pitch. That's why I don't like that pitch.
There's 3
Right.
outfielders, 6 guys on the dirt. I'm trying to miss them.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
at this
really-
stage, when you're trying to go 6 innings, you have to be competitive, even if you're ahead in the count. You don't have pitches to waste now.
think about it in those terms.
So they should hit more and get more accurate. It's getting accurate.
Got to get that fastball a little more higher.
You just do it more. So if you want to get more,
I like that
accurate, you
inside
get more than you want.
Location, but it got to be a little bit more higher.
Yeah.
Throwing that fastball. He could turn on that pitch.
To hit it is over the fence.
Yeah,
Again, another one.
yeah. But sometimes
It's just not competitive enough. You know what I mean?
So maybe I need to hit this ball to second baseman. If you work it backwards, if it's gonna
He's pitching right now like he's content with only going those 5 innings.
You can't keep trying to
What else is
hit
new?
something in the fence.
Don't you think
It's
that
just
these days do exactly that?
mesmerizing at this point.
More modern
Oh my!
chances to hit it over
This
the
is
fence.
okay. Mets are up 5-1. It's bottom 4.
Oh,
These
two.
are the at bats that piss me off. You started on this guy quick 2 strikes, made him look like a fool on 2 off-speed pitches. Oh, are they calling him out?
That looked huge. Last
He's
year,
out.
until the time.
He's out because of what, a pitch
Pitch
clock?
clock violation.
Umpire said, "I'm sorry, man, you're out."
He's not going to the pitcher at 9 seconds.
No, he called timeout twice.
It's strike 3.
Oh,
And Dan Wilson is not happy at all.
welcome to the 2026 rules of baseball.
New school baseball, baby.
You know what? I will say MLB has implemented a lot of good, but I think some stuff like this to save them a couple more minutes is now only adding on time
Yep.
to these managers that are complaining about the new rules.
I don't think that's what this is.
Okay.
What was the call?
Oh, you
out.
got a big break, Peralta.
Brady is out without getting a pitch ball. What, 3-2?
See, and I just don't like that from a baseball fan perspective. Like, he worked all the way back from 0-2 in that at bat. It benefits the Mets, and I love that. I love that aspect of it. But I think if you're a Mariners fan,
Yeah,
I'd be
it's
pretty
annoying.
pissed. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I know.
We're here clock violation.
Yep, pitch count at 70, Ray.
We'll call a second timeout. That's what it was.
Okay. Chris Webber did.
There you go.
All right.
The Chris Webber did.
So,
He was in national
so he
championship.
tried to call a second timeout, which you're not allowed to do. They disallowed it, and so he wasn't alert to the pitcher in time because he assumed.
What a great reference that was.
All right, well, he got him 0-2 real quick, so let's see if he can put him away here.
Against a hitter who had-
Now I can see a ball in the dirt. That's what I want to see.
Important at bat in last night's game, and this could turn out to be one of the most important at bats in this game. 0-2 to Emerson, and he found
Challenge him with a fastball. Okay.
Strike out the scoring on that.
That's a strikeout.
Looking for swinging.
I put forward K for swinging, a backward K for looking at like a tabletop for a violation. That's
Bottom of the fourth, 5-1 Mets, 2 outs, 74 pitches for Peralta.
was instituted. And that's really worked in Peralta's favor. Now,
Bottom. End
Yeah.
the inning.
There we
All
go.
right. 75
go.
pitches through 4 innings for Peralta. What do you think the final pitch count looks like for him, Rob?
It better be fucking 100 at least.
Give me 110.
Yeah, exactly.
Rear
Like,
back, man.
I agree. You need 6 innings. Like, you want to save your bullpen. I know you got days off, right? You got Thursday off and Monday off. I get it. But come on. Like, let's go. Like, show some urgency, right? You brought this guy in here to be the top starter in your rotation. Push him. Push him. There's no – what's the difference between 96 and 108, 108 pitches? Not much. Like, try it. Let's see if you got 75 pitches. Let's say he throws another 15. That's 90. You can't let him go out there for the 6th inning and see if he can get out of the inning with like 12 to 15 pitches. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so some of the stuff in today's baseball, while we're talking about these rules and everything, it's just a shift in the philosophy of these starters. A lot of people talk about Freddie and the whole 5 innings and stuff like that. If you are comparing him to an ace, sure, yeah, that's not going to fly. But besides a select few aces around the league, how many players can we name on two hands that are really going consistently 6+ innings? It's a lost art in baseball nowadays, basically. They're prioritizing the velocity, they're prioritizing the movement, which puts more strain on the arm, which makes more teams conscious about the injury aspect, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. But I
But
don't
still
know.
annoying nonetheless.
It is. It is. Like, I'm a guy, like, I like Freddie Peralta. Like, I like the move, but it goes against my thought process of I need guys to go 6 innings. Like, that's a quality start for me, not this 5 inning nonsense. But, the way the baseball is going, like you said, Chris, it's just like, it is what it is. So they're showing the Paredes issue, like why he got called out.
Says we're going to took a timeout. You're out.
Yeah, it didn't even go.
Marcus Semien lines one to center.
Ah.
Julio Rodriguez is there to grab it.
This is the situation, Chris. Guys, everybody in the chat, where the Mets,
You don't have to.
right? Peralta had a long inning, right? One of the most pitches in his last inning. This is a situation where the batters got to take some pitchers here. And Semien, first pitch. So you don't want to get your pitcher right back out there when he's doing the most amount of pitches in the game so far. So let's see if they'll be a little bit more patient.
Second time out.
Give Peralta a breather.
Just not great again, giving him the opportunity to look out at the pitcher for next.
Ray, I understand you're talking about injury insurance, but let's be honest. It hasn't worked. The pitch count to protecting these pitchers, more guys have been getting hurt than staying healthy. So it hasn't really worked. That's the problem. Like
I heard you about the whole not swinging first pitch here too, and I agree. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my lighting over here. It's true. Oh, there goes Ewing. Base hit. There we go.
Base hit for Ewing. So 2 hard hit balls against Bizardo, and Ewing has his second hit of the day.
Now, this is what I'm curious. If the Mets offense is going to let their feet off the gas pedal, or if they're going to really go after this Mariners bullpen, who I told you all are top 2 in ERA in the entire league, only behind the Dodgers. This will really tell me how serious the Mets are about winning this ball game. Because 5-1 is not insurmountable for the Mariners by any stretch of the imagination. So what type of production are we going to see this offense get out against this Mariners bullpen?
We'll see. But they got to be aggressive here. You know what? I let AJ Ewing steal a base here.
There we go. Melendez double down the line. Is Ewing going to score? Let's see those wheels.
Can he score? Can he score? Go, baby.
Yes.
Oh, he's going to score.
Boom.
Yeah.
6-1, baby.
All right.
MJ Melendez. Triple?
There we go.
Got to be a triple, right? Because they throw it to home.
All
Got
right.
to be on third. Yeah, he's on third. All right, cool.
There we go.
There we go. We talked about Melendez earlier, seeing and really speculating on what we were going to see from him moving forward, and if he is a DFA candidate, things like that. We saw the big home run, obviously the walk off a couple days ago. I don't think he's going to be on this team for long. I don't think he'll finish the season out for the Mets, but we need any production we can get at this point, and that's a huge hit right there.
Back in for Game 7, and he gave up the game-winning home run to George Springer that kept the Mariners out of the World Series. So here's Wilson going to Pizarro for a second straight day after multiple innings again.
Yeah, like that was a full slate of work yesterday. Be able to get 5 outs. It's a full up down, almost getting through 2 full innings, and to now be right back in it, you can see that's a. It was a bullet from Simeon, base hit from Ewing, triple by Melendez, and now Turin's trying to drive it, hit Jake from third base.
Reds on base through the right side.
Oh, that's strike 3 for sure. That's a rare time that I've ever seen a pitcher immediately signal for a challenge. Luzardo wasted no time. And that's going to be strike 3 on Torrens, by the way.
He just gets to where and scores easily. That's how much Melendez ends up sticking it in the corner.
The Reds just got called out on an ABS overturn.
They did challenge it, okay.
Ready to challenge the
Yeah, because with the ABS, Rob, you don't really see pitchers
out of the inning.
signal for the challenge.
Just
It's usually the catcher.
Yeah, I was interested. First time I seen it, actually. I don't think I seen it yet.
So 2 out.
He was so confident, too.
For Carson Bench.
But I will say,
Thought about
that was almost a great fake out by the Mariners catcher. I will say,
He said later stole home. First meant to steal.
how refreshing is it to have a guy that can score all the way from first and not even be worried about it?
Not many Mets have been that, for sure.
4-1-4.
Yeah.
Takes fastball for a strike from Luzardo, a ball and a strike. Bench could hold up on the sweep and 1 ball, 2 strikes.
always thought, of course, like Bench steals home on the double steal, but it never felt the same way as like with Jackie Robinson.
No,
You know,
that's just different.
Yeah.
Straight steal of home is a whole different ballgame. One, two count. Fastball down and looking. So Bench is pulled out on.
All right, so the Mets add another run, 6-1 Mets, going to the bottom of the 5th. And again, Peralta has 75 pitches, so let's see if he gets a quick inning here and could possibly go 6 innings. Who would have thought?
Yeah, we'll see. It depends on, how he decides to attack these hitters going into this this bottom of the 5th. I don't know, Rob. Maybe he gets to 6, maybe he doesn't. Maybe your 5 2/3 prediction looks spot on. But I will say, very impressive performance by this Mets lineup through and through. To get George Kirby out of the game, and also this past inning. Like you said, it was one of those things where Simeon is swinging early in the count. You need to give Freddie Peralta some extra times rest. AJ Ewing gets the party started, and then Melendez contributes right there against a pretty solid Mariners bullpen. I mean, that game 1 of this series, that was just an immaculate job by that bullpen to shut the Mets lineup down and contribute to their victory over there too. So at this point, all we're hoping for is to salvage the series at this point before going to San Diego.
Yeah, that's all you can hope for. I mean, you can't have anything else at this point, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, I mean, this is the issue that, we have to deal with as fans. They got to salvage a series to get back to, somewhat relevancy. And again, we just talked about it, in the pregame show. We talked about it starting this watch party. They're only 6.5 games out. Like, 3 full wins in a row, couple of losses from top teams in a wild card. You're right back in it again, and it's not even the middle of June. Like, it's that quick. And it doesn't take a 12, 13-game winning streak, even though we all love that. But, it takes a 4 or 5-game winning streak, nothing special, and you're right back into it. And then we're talking about something totally different than what we are right now. So we're in bottom of the 5th, 6-1 Mets, and I believe it's the top of the order for the Mariners.
The Mariners run against Peralta. So runners in scoring position each last 2 innings, but worked out of it.
Yeah, and you're right, Rob. It does only take 1 little win streak, but all in all, we really have not seen that from the New York Mets this season. And
One of the fifth to lead 6-2.
I think the thing that is
Change up misses down.
just the most obvious
Yeah, JP so far.
incorrect aspect of this team is the inconsistency. That's really it. We have not seen a consistent Mets. Because if we did, we'd be in the playoff picture already. We'd be in the wild card within striking distance.
100% agree.
And they've had those opportunities, by the way.
Yeah,
They've
correct.
had those opportunities, and we've seen how many times do we talk about a handful of games already this season slip between the Mets' fingers.
That's been the biggest problem. I apologize if I'm looking down too much. I'm ordering my pizza pies for the game tonight.
I got to get on that too, honestly. I really do.
It's a little bit out of whack, maybe with his mechanics.
I'm going to watch from my house. I was debating whether to go out for the game or watch inside, but I'm going to stay back and watch here. Oh, my goodness. Crawford just cannot get him out.
Crawford's got his third hit of the day. Crawford is 3 for 3 for the first two.
There's a fastball up and out over the plate, and he pulls in the right center field for a home run. Get the first run on the board. There's the sweet.
I'm assuming you're watching the finals from your house, Rob?
Yeah, I was going to go out. There's this Sports and Social about 15 minutes from me that is pretty cool. It's got like massive screens.
We've got one here too, actually, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I was like, you know what? We're doing a lot of shows and don't play? Oh, no. Okay. All right.
He gets the force out. It could have been a double play.
Kept it in front of him.
Hop as it went past the bag.
Shit.
Was fortunate his body.
I think he was worried that the ball was gonna hit the bag.
Simeon was very close to committing his second error in the last 2 days. Very close.
That was a rough play though, because you see it looked like it just went behind the bag. And look, a good infielder, what do? They put the body in front of it. If he tried to olay it or something like that, or in the outfield, it would be the first and third with nobody else.
Yeah.
The easiest play.
Josh Taylor takes up an empty ball one. That's where he got the benefit of the ball off. A cushion today. Jared Jones RBI double.
Buy me like 2 or 3 pies, some wings.
I was thinking wings today too, to be honest. Pizza does sound good, but I'm thinking wings. I haven't had some wings in a while.
Well, there's actually a pretty decent, I'm not gonna say New York style pizza, but a good pizza place that makes some good wings and makes some good pies. So I'm like, you know what? Why not?
It's the finals, baby. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly.
Right now.
Naylor's just taking all the way in this at bat. I think he wants to run Peralta's count up or something.
I don't get it.
Down by 5 runs.
Yeah, trying to get some base runners. Brett keeps looking in the dugout. I think that they want to make him earn his way on there, so not play too far back because he's shifted back just a couple steps now. One strike on the batter.
Rodriguez in first. Naylor grounds one on the right side.
Double play. Let's go, baby.
There we go. All right. All right. All right. So what was it? 84 pitches for Peralta?
85, 86.
I would hope he comes out for the 6th, right?
For sure. For sure.
If he doesn't, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mendoza, leave his ass in Seattle. Seriously.
No, he's coming out there. Like I said, I think easily over 100 pitches, if that's what it takes to get through 6 innings today for Freddie Peralta. He's well on his way. I know Easy was talking about earlier in the chat about 7 innings. It's not going to be 7 innings, but 6 innings, you got to put your best foot forward, get it done. There's no reason not to at this point with the way this game's been going.
Yeah, I agree. That's it. You got, like I said, you need to start pushing these guys. Everybody. Unless they're absolutely terrible, but if they're keeping you in a ball game, let them pitch.
Right.
Stop this nonsense of using your bullpen 4 or 5 guys every night. We don't learn our lessons. I understand it's baseball, how we know it, but we watched 2 bullpens in the first half and the second half last year get destroyed by starting pitchers that couldn't go deep into games. You have to start doing that, especially when you're in a situation 9 games under 500 and you need every win and every arm to be healthy and fresh. going over these next 55 to 60 games before the deadline.
Yeah, and that's something where we talk about needing to be more aggressive and have more urgency from the managerial perspective. I'm not sure if this is predetermined by the front office or whatnot, but that game one, I hate to look back on it and look backward, but that's why I'm like, Devin Williams should have been out there for
Yep.
that last inning. It's time for them to put on the big boy pants and really just put their best foot forward. And if that means going out there and getting 4 or 5 outs, so be it. Let's do it. If that means throwing over 100 pitches, go out there and do it. So I do agree. It's at a point in the season where you got to take the training wheels off, Rob. That's really it.
I agree. I agree.
What is that?
Oh,
What is that? Some purple residue over some churros, it looks like. I don't know. That looks I would try that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna try the
Just give
crickets.
me
but
a
I'll
beer
try
and I'll be fine.
that.
All right, guys. Top of the sixth. 6-1 Mets and Bichette up 3 for 3. Couple of RBIs for Bichette. Probably the best game of his season so far.
Cabrera's second appearance in the series, worked a 1-2-3 on Monday, the former National. Bichette singled to right in the first, singled to left in the third, singled up the middle in the fourth, drove in 2 runs. He's got a good Bo Bichette day. Soto and Young to follow against Ferrer. And Bo takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 2-1. George Kirby, 4 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, walked, 5 strikeouts. And Warren Pizarro worked an inning, 1 run, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. And now Ferrer in the 6th. Chopper.
Run it out. 4 for 4.
4 for 4 today for Bo Bichette.
That's what I'm talking about. Here we go.
Wow. Look at that.
20 feet up the line.
I mean, today with the 4 for 4 must have boosted his stats already by a tremendous amount the way that he was going.
Lost you were the trajectory, but you're standing on first. Yeah, I don't think that really matters. Show don't. Sure it doesn't.
Only the second 4-hit game by a Met this year. Marcus Semien had a 4-hit game against the Rockies on May the 6th. And Bo will get at least 1 crack at a 5-hit game.
I never had a 5-hit game.
Soto, another first pitch swinging double play. I don't get it. See, when you deviate away, and I could be wrong, I just don't understand. That's 33 at bat so far, Rob, where he swung first pitch.
Lower didn't carry it all the way to the first baseman. Naylor's able to dig it out. Got a little with that left-hander Naylor over there. Looking like John Oldroyd. Not quite as smooth, but you can see the throw here. He kind of scoops it over there from underneath, but Naylor's able to help him out. Plenty of time. And one hit that one pretty hard, and they had him shaded up the middle, so he wasn't even in the picture yet.
John was a little taller and a little less wide.
Yep. Smooth operator.
He was great first base. Jared Young's 2 for 3. Got a little fortunate with his double off the first base bag to drove in a run at the
I was just thinking, Rob, in terms of these watch parties, maybe we can set up a poll on our channels to see what days we can select to do them out of the week, as long as we're available.
Yeah, maybe like twice a week or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Something on a regular basis, but not, every day. I know there's a lot of other great play-by-play streams. John from Pure Adrenaline Sports does that. I think they do some over at Mets Weekly too. Don't want to take away from their shine too, but I wish the reason why I'm happy we're doing this is to get our immediate reactions, and I just wish you could just feel the voice, either the joy or the pain when I tweet. Usually live tweeting the games is just not the same, so I like doing these.
Like Mendoza yesterday, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's such a tough pitch for a left-handed hitter when you get the left-handed pitcher and he just sails one at you on a fastball. You got to stay in there and identify.
By the way, I think we should be all happy that this is the last West Coast trip of the season. Everything else is East or Central time zone. It's great.
Try to see if he can sweep it.
Yeah, because the 9:40 or 10 p.m. starts suck. I hate
That
those.
killed me. Obviously,
I'll
you guys
sit
know I
through
work
'em.
overnight, so
I'll sit through them and grab an extra cup of coffee or whatever, but like, yeah, I'm happy today's a 3:40 start.
Flips right off the bag into the right field. Down the right field line for a double. Certainly should smile while I was right. Great aim.
The other was right there to make the play. Flip to that. Seventh pitch of the at bat to Young. Takes it outside. Jared doesn't have any at bats against lefties, but he's hanging in there against Ferrer.
wow, Mendoza's going against the grain, leaving Young in against a lefty. I guess because we're winning 6-1.
It only takes a 5-run lead to do it, huh? And wouldn't you know, he struck out. But anywho, besides the point,
Should have
point
used the
remains,
analytics.
actually.
Should have used the analytics. Damn it. All right, guys, we're going to the bottom of the 6-1 Mets, and Peralta's coming out for the 6th inning with 85 pitches. So can he get through 6 innings of 1-run baseball for Freddie Peralta? He won't be 5-inning Freddie today. He'll be Freddie 6. 6 Freddie, not 6-7.
And he'll add that many more dollar signs to his next contract that he signs this offseason.
Yes, and Stearns is like, God damn it! I needed you not to perform. I can't pay you.
What's the let me see here. We got there's the standings right here. 6.5 games out of the wild card right now. Yeah. I'm wild card watching, to be honest with you, Rob. I don't know about you, but
I always do. I did it 3 weeks ago.
because it's just like an awkward time period for the New York Mets. And Stearns has to really be careful with the way that he approaches this deadline, I would say. And I'm wondering what the cutoff is. We've had this conversation before. What is the cutoff of how close you are in the wild card by the time the deadline rolls around to be a buyer versus a seller?
I mean, we
This
don't.
is a
we
very
don't know.
premature conversation, by the way. But
It's not even about like any premature. It's just the fact that we have no idea how Stearns is going to react to his roster. Finally,
Right, correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like if this was last year, I mean, we watched last year, right? He got a bullpen and he did nothing else. Like that's
Right.
basically what he did. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, we all agreed that these were at the time good bullpen moves. They just didn't work out. You know, bringing in Mullins, which was a disaster, but
After his 6
Yeah.
it's just a matter of is he going to go above and beyond if the Mets are like 4 games out? Like that's what we don't know.
He falls behind a runs and rate of 2-0.
Is there any extra motivation to go above and beyond just because it's his roster? I think the answer easily would be yes, right? I mean, this is the roster that he built. He doesn't want to see it crash and burn. And with what Gary's saying in the chat here, somehow only 6.5 out, being 9 games under 500, just shows you how easy it is to claw your way back into the actual picture. So when I say if the Mets have any inclination of being serious about this season, and everybody's laughing at me saying, what are you talking about, playoff picture? It's not that hard to get back into the swing of things, even though there's a lot of teams to leapfrog in front of you. 6.5 games is nothing. It's really nothing.
Yeah, it's a winning streak, 5-game winning streak right there. And you know it's crazy because like it's not that difficult. But again, it's just a matter of it's Stearns going to be aggressive here. Like I said, if the Mets tread water in June in this tough month of June, let's say a couple of games over 500 for the month, they're probably going to be. That's a nice pitch by Peralta.
It's a great pitch.
And, if you let's say 4 games over 500 in the month of May, let's say in June we're 4 games over 500 in the month of June. We'll probably still be 6-7 games under 500, but if the NL is still playing the same way, you're gonna gain games in the wild card. It's just that simple. So it's just a matter. Like we don't know the threshold for Stern saying, "All right, I'm a buyer or a seller." We just don't know it. We haven't seen it.
You know what I think, though, as Peralta has won out with a nice strikeout, actually, in the bottom of the sixth inning. He's had 94 pitches so far, 1-1 count to the number 5 hitter. What I will say is that this is my barometer, just like in loose terms, like loosely speaking here. If you're under 500, don't bother buying. Like, that's my barometer. Don't bother buying if you're under 500.
How far under 500 though? Like, are you 4
doesn't
games
matter.
under 500? You think so? But it also depends on what the other teams are doing though. Because like, if the third wildcard team is a game over 500, it's like it's hard to because like yeah, I understand your point, but again, you know, we might have that mentality, but it's like, what is Stearns thinks? You know, that's the thing.
That's true. I think if Stearns sees this team anywhere, I want to even say within 5 games of the wild card, even at the deadline, which is a little bit later this year, August 4th or 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's still going to try to add on to this team. I had this feeling, even when the season first started to show its first signs of crumbling earlier on, that David Stearns was going to buy into this team until the very end. It's his baby. It's his ship. He doesn't want to see it sink.
Here we go.
2 outs. Bottom of the 6th for Freddie, 98 pitches. Well on his way, barring anything catastrophic. He's going to be on record, 6 innings pitched today of 1 earned run baseball.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about. Like Dolo is asking, was Cespedes when they got Cespedes, were they on the 500? No, they were like 2 or 3 games over 500. But you got to remember, the Nationals weren't that much better either. But we were talking about a division, not a wild card. And the only team that was actually good at that time was the Nationals. The Braves weren't good. The Phillies weren't good. So it was basically us and the Nationals. And we were like 2 or 3 games over 500, but we were talking about a division race, not a wild card race. So
how much do you think Stearns is looking at the Dodgers and the Braves right now and realizing that no matter what the record is, they're not competing with those teams enough to be buyers?
But are you looking at that to be like, oh, we're not going to be able to beat the Dodgers or the Braves anyway?
I would, to be honest with you, yes. Nice. Freddie gets out of it. 6 innings complete. Let's go, Freddie.
6 innings, Freddie. Who doubted it? Who doubted
it's a
it?
Party.
All right, guys. Going to the top of the 7, 6-1 Mets and Freddie Peralta. 6 innings of 1-run baseball and 99 pitches. So that was efficient. That's what we needed from Freddie. This is what you wanted from Peralta right here.
Does he come out for the 7th?
Ooh. You know what? I do it. I do
1
it.
out, maybe? 10 more pitches? Like I said, 110 was my barometer. I said 110.
I would do it, but Stearns would probably tell Mendoza not to get on the flight. Seriously. No matter if Peralta gets out of it or not. I just yeah, so yeah, I just don't know. I would do it, but you know, I'm nuts. So you know, I everybody can shove analytics up their ass, in my opinion. To be honest, I think baseball is just a simple game, and they make it more difficult than it is. To be quite honest with you, but well, what do you think? Like, I mean, you're talking about it with Stearns being under 500, over 500, right? We haven't seen. Like, we seen 2024. This was a transition year. We knew Stearns wasn't really going to do anything, even though he should have, even though they made that run. 2025, they were the best team in baseball up until June. And then in July, we were kind of hovering above water, but we were still in a good spot. And he still didn't make the necessary move, all the necessary moves, not some, all the necessary moves to make the team better and help this team progress to a playoff spot, because they still were in a playoff spot at that time. This year, it's his roster. He revamped this team to what he wanted it to. What is the threshold he's going to have? Like, is he looking at how many games out? Is he looking at are we over 500 or close to 500 or at 500? Or what? Like, it's only those 2 scenarios. Is he looking at how many games out? or how many are we at 500? That's the two things I think you would have to look at. But I mean, in my opinion, if you're going to be competitive, you might as well look at how many games you're out, because that's what we're doing right now.
Up in the seventh inning. Cooper Criswell on the mound for
I'll be right back, Chris.
Seattle.
Top 7 here. 0-1 count to Beatty. Beatty was not a fan of facing George Kirby. That was very obvious.
Guys that have got more
Fouls it off. This has been how many at bats today for Brett Beatty? Getting down behind the count. So he's down 0-2. He's 0 for 3 today. There's a Knicks fan in the stands rocking a Jeremy Lin jersey alongside his buddy wearing a Mets jacket. I think collectively for us Mets fans that are also Knicks fans, oh, that's a strikeout. Brett Beatty is not seeing the ball well today. 1 out, top 7, Mets up 6-1. Today is a collective day to watch the New York Knicks. I think part of the reason why we chose to do this stream in this particular week was to just buy ourselves some time to get to the Knicks game. But that's the talk of the town so far as Marcus Semien grounds it over to Josh Naylor. 2 out. Nice PFP there. But yeah, you heard Rob talking about little watch party he's gonna do there for the Knicks. I'll be watching the Knicks. That's the talk of the town. I mean, listen, I don't pay attention to much Yankees baseball. I think Judge just went down with an injury. I know the Yankees are doing a whole lot better over there in the AL than the Mets are. But I just, first of all, unbiasedly, I can't see them winning anything this year either. But I think when the Knicks are good, basketball, in the passion of Knicks fans who have seen, we complain about 1986 a lot. Knicks fans have it a lot worse than that by a good 13 years. So Rob will be back in a second. Yeah, 1-1 count to AJ Ewing, 2 outs. Pokes it. Tough play for Crawford. Safe. AJ Ewing. Is that a 3 for 4 day for him? 3 for 4 day, Rob.
Here we go.
AJ Ewing. Infield single.
Put the ball.
I was just talking about how today is a day to celebrate the New York Knicks. Regardless if you're a Mets or a Yankees fan, I think the Yankees just got the news of Judge being out. I don't really know if they know what the timeline is for him. Not that anybody in this fan base cares about what's going on in the Yankees universe, but I think the majority of Mets and Knicks fans, or Mets and Yankees fans, are Knicks fans. And so if you are a Mets fan, we're complaining about 1986, imagine being a Knicks fan. It's even worse. It's even worse. And so to have a team that's finally in the finals is a breath of fresh air. So I think NYC is just buzzing with everything Knicks right now.
I love that aggressiveness, stolen base by Ewan right there with 2 outs. Base hit gets you another run.
Keep adding insurance. Keep adding insurance. That's what I said. Going into getting Kirby out of the game early and getting into this bullpen, it's a great bullpen. And I think that if this lineup wants a boost of confidence that they can write home about, it's getting to this elite bullpen of the Mariners.
Yep.
So you're saying that he didn't have enough care.
It's a long hop. It's a long, long hop.
That does try to hold him. But about it's 2-2. This was the 4th pitcher used by the Mariners. George Kirby lasted just 4 innings. Bizardo and Ferrari soaked up an inning. 2-2 coming. And Melendez slides one out to left and goes right back up his strides. Reels an injury.
All right, so Top of the 7th over. Mets didn't get an extra run here. 6-1 Mets. And we'll see if Freddie Peralta is coming back in the ballgame. Wouldn't that be nice to see if Freddie Peralta comes out with over 100 pitches? Or going over 100 pitches. That would be interesting. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. So once again, guys, thank you for tuning in to the Mets Watch Party right here on my channel and Chris's channel and on X as well. Hit that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber as of yet. Make sure you tune into the post-game show that I'll be doing right after the watch party, probably about 10 minutes after the watch party or so. Do a brief post-game. It's not going to be long. It's going to be about 15 minutes or so, just so we can transition into getting ready for the next game that starts a little after 8 o'clock, and we'll be ready to go to watch game 1 of the finals. But overall, great performance. Good at-bats by the Mets. Obviously, good pitching by Peralta. So it's been a well-played game all around for the New York Mets. And for the team, right? This is what they needed. They needed to salvage the series and not get swept by the Mariners and go back to 10 games under 500. Again, you win today, you're 8 games under 500, and most likely and hopefully you gain a game on the wild card. Yeah, we're talking about that on June 3rd, but what people always say, oh, it's early, don't worry about it. Those games in May mattered. Those games in April mattered at the end of the month when you lost 12 in a row. This is what you can't do. So those games mattered. That 12-game losing streak could have ended your season and possibly can end your season because you can never get back to where you need to get to be relevant. And that is where the Mets are right now, where they put themselves because of that 12-game losing streak and ended up being so far under 500 that you have to battle back the whole season. That's why the games early matter. And people who say, oh, it's only April, don't really understand basic math because those games matter. Those games absolutely matter. And, we'll see if they can pick it up and get back to relevancy because, again, just because we're 6.5 games out doesn't mean that we're confident that they're going to pull it out and make a competitive team. But, again, we don't have to worry about August. We got to worry about up until the deadline, which is about 50-something games from now. So, and we'll be at around the 108, 110 game mark at that point with 50-something games to go. So that's the amount of time we have. We have a month and a half to figure out what we can do to get back to relevancy and if we're going to be buyers or sellers. So Peralta is not staying in for the 7th, and Brooks Raley is in the ball game. 6-1 Mets, bottom 7.
Series. Game tying home run to Josh Taylor. Ball to strike to Refsnyder. Johnny Correa on deck, and then Cole Emerson for the Mariners in the 7th. Terrific outing for Freddie Peralta. He went 6 innings, allowed a run on 6 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, a home run, 101 pitches, and in line for his 4th win. 5th time this year that Peralta's worked at least 6 innings, and that's needed it today. Snyder swings and misses the fastball from Raley, and it's 2-2. It's been a rough go for Refsnyder, who had a good year in Boston last year, but his numbers have been dreadful through the early season, hitting just 117. Speaking of guys who are not hitting, the Mets are going to San Diego this weekend. Have you looked at the numbers on Manny Machado lately?
Yeah, he's having poor season. Is it what 210? He's
hitting 171. And over the last 30 games, he's hitting 118.
It's too late.
It's Manny Machado.
To be on the highway.
Well, at least that's not as Bo
170.
Bichette is not as bad as Manny Machado, apparently.
Wow.
I remember one
That's
year,
pretty insane, to be honest.
it's still on the highway. And like that'll make your blood boil.
Michelle White. Bench coming into call. Let's check out the run ahead presented by Infinity. Mets are off tomorrow. They open their series in San Diego with Christian Scott on the mound on Friday night against Mike. Let's go home to play the Cardinals and the Braves. Cardinals are probably the surprise team of the next night.
Tough 3-game series in a row.
500.
Padres, Cardinals, Braves.
Oh, is that the road ahead?
Johnny Paredes 1 for 2.
And Cardinals are actually coming out of nowhere so far this year. And outperforming expectations.
But they've got the best relief pitcher in baseball. And, it's not too many teams that you can say their most valuable player is their closer. But with the Padres, it is absolutely the case. Mason Miller has been untouchable.
I mean, as you look
Their
at
offense is
17
all
saves,
worse than
they
NL.
only
3.9 runs per game, 218 average, and 292 on base percentage. Yet they're 6 games over 500.
5 innings,
The
Yep.
Padres.
Yep.
That's crazy.
49 strikeouts.
So it's doable, right? As a Mets fan, seeing what the Mets are doing with their offense, it's doable. You can be over a 500 team by just them pitching well.
And even better.
Great.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And
Okay, but not great.
the Padres are one of the teams that were behind the Mets in one of those 4 major offensive statistical categories too. So yeah, you take a look at the way their offense is going, the way the Mets offense is going. What is the discrepancy there between the records? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out, because the Mets pitching hasn't been that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I don't get.
Defensive run saved this year, and he's hitting 283.
Also,
Just-
I will say this. Do you like going to Rayleigh in this inning?
Rihanna was hurt.
You know what? We talk about urgency. Mendoza's trying to win the ball game, and I can't blame him there. I can't get him on him. I can't get on him for that. As much as I talk about urgency, I can't kill him at this point. Like, you got to win every game at this point.
But it's just mesmerizing to me, though, that Devin Williams can't pitch like 2 innings, but Rayleigh can go three outings in 3 days.
And just a half game ahead of
That doesn't make much sense.
I agree. I agree, but I don't know. Like, I don't understand the logic, but
I think Rayleigh's becoming the Brazaban 2.0 of this bullpen, being used like every day, every other day.
18 years ago.
I was going to say that would have to be a stretch, bro.
Brazaban has been phenomenal, though. He's having a career year.
yeah. And you know what? It's a waste using him as an opener. It really is.
I agree.
We need him late in games. That's how good he's been.
I wouldn't be mad if they used Austin Warren in replacement of Brazaban as that opener.
I agree.
Also, that was a crazy strike 3 call.
3 hits.
All right. So, top of the 6-1 Mets. 13 hits for the Metropolitans today. A lot of singles, and we'll take it. It is what it is. I'll take that for sure. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, at least Warren, if he pitches well in that first inning, you can pitch him 3 innings if you need to. And then you can piggyback Manaea. And if Manaea pitches well as he did the other day, you might get a full game with the 2 pitches, and that saves your bullpen big time. But to use Brazaban, I know Brazaban has been good as an opener, but we just waste the talent and that great arm that you can use late in games when you really need it.
Yeah, I agree, Rob. It's just so okay. I obviously get on Mendoza, right? And rightfully so. His managerial decisions sometimes are a little bit off, but to solve the Mets' problems and the personnel that he has, there's multiple different ways that you could attack multiple different issues. And it's maybe just a case of him choosing the wrong one coincidentally. I don't know. That's really the only explanation that I've got at this point. Because you've got versatile arms. Brazaban's versatile. Warren is, could be versatile. I actually am still appalled that Myers was sent down.
Yeah.
And we have not seen him since. But I know he wasn't good per se in the stretch of games before he was sent down, but that's one of your more versatile arms that you could use as an opener. You could even use him as a starter.
Right. Well, maybe they are trying to stretch him out, though. That's what I'm thinking as well. Like, that could have been the thought process as well.
To do what? They're preparing him in the minor leagues to come up and be a starter? Like, is that
Yeah, I mean, instead of the opener, I might as well have Tobias Myers throw 4 innings, and then piggyback with Manaea. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I'm sick and tired of using Brazaban as an opener. So, but I mean, yeah, I understand the Tobias Myers thing, but I mean, again, this is Stearns with his options. Like, he does this all the time. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, Tobias Myers has been bad, but this guy's been bad,
Yeah.
in his bullpen, and he doesn't send him down. So it's like, I don't know. All right, guys, top of the 8th, 6-1 Mets. Terren's leading off.
These Torrens takes low and back.
Listen, man, 13 hits is undeniable. Bo Bichette's 4 for 4. This offense clearly goes as he goes. If he was having a better season, I'm pretty sure the Mets would be having a better season too to solve some of the lineup issues. Terren's leads off this inning with a leadoff double down the right field line. Terren's continues to just produce offensively. Love it. I love it, man. I love it. But like when this team, what do we say on the round table? That this team is producing like 3 point what?
Connor feels like
8 something runs per game, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
5-6 innings with the way that this pitching has been going, even if they are middle of the pack, probably put you closer to 500 baseball than what they are right now.
Yeah. Agree.
That's a 14
And for
hit
me, it's just like,
aggressive pitch.
yeah, we can't really mention the pitching as being any sort of problem with this team because this lineup, as I stated in a video a few days ago, actually going on a week, they've just been a bottom 2 offense in general. And when you finally have an explosion like today with 6 runs, you're in line to win a ball game. Go figure.
What you worry about is they scored 6 runs today, and let's say they do win because you never know. But let's say they win today, and they're off tomorrow. They go to San Diego, and are they going to show this offense again? Because that's the problem as well. That's been the bigger problem.
Right.
They showed life, and then they die the next game. It's like it's a problem. That's the problem.
Yep. That whole entire Marlins series was awesome from the lineup perspective. So many runs at Citi Field, and then they get to the West Coast in Seattle, and then they put up 2 hits, solo home runs for 2 runs total.
There we go.
Yep.
Rounders of the
That might be a
That's a
basic.
way to move a runner over.
All right, good job. Productive out.
There we
We'll
go.
Close really getting back. Gets down in the count, but he's able to get this breaking ball. That's probably not a strike, but gets it past the pitcher to be able to advance. Terren's at third base now with less than 2 outs. A nice tackle and run again. Just keep adding runs on, keep adding runs on.
Well, here's Bichette. He's got
All right, go 5 for 5.
19th of his career. Got 5 hit games in his career. A chance for one today.
All right, I'll take the sack fly.
The run in and drifting back.
Under it.
And a run home.
All right.
Makes the catch. Terren's trying
7-1 Mets.
7-1 New York.
All right, that's not a bad day. 4 for 4, a couple RBIs.
Yeah, I'll take
Really
it.
nice piece of hit.
Definitely take it.
It's a curveball middle of the plate, misses it, but since Carson in front of him was willing to sacrifice himself to get Terren's at third base, sack fly to left field to Rosarina gets to run in very easily. It's been a good day on the offense.
And that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening onto this stream, that's what happens when you make productive outs if you are the New York Mets. Leadoff double. It does not take that much to move a runner over,
Yep.
which is exactly what Benj did to set up that success for Bo Bichette. And that's something that the Mets have not been doing great consistently enough.
Yeah, they've been consistently inconsistent in situations like that. And they're doing everything right today. Situational hitting, aggressiveness on the base pad, double steal to steal that run. The little things, right? Not trying to do too much in a situation where a base hit gets you runs. And that's exactly what they're doing today. But again, it's few and far between when it comes to what they're doing today. I mean, you could probably count on 2 hands how many times they did what they're doing today throughout the season. and that's where they run into a problem. Like they just showed the Padres numbers. They are the worst in baseball in slugging, in on base percentage, and in what is it, situational hitting, in clutch hitting, like in average with, as an offense. Like they're worst in baseball in 3 categories. Yet they're 6 games over 500 and in the playoff spot.
Yeah.
Or right there in the playoff spot. It's that simple. Like, you know how huge this series, we were talking about looking at wild card watching right now. You know how huge this series is against the Padres? Because you're gonna be fighting for them for a wild card spot. Right now, I gotta check Chris, can you check it right now, really quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
The standings, where the Padres are right now from the Mets. How many games from them? I think I saw it was 3, but I could have missed it.
Padres are no, the Padres are actually leading the NL wild card, so they're a full 7 games up on the Mets.
Okay, well there you go, right? We're 7 games from the number 1 wild card, right?
Yep.
How many games from the 3rd wild card?
6.5. Because the
Exactly.
Diamondbacks, Pirates, and Padres are all there within a half game of each other. And
Look
then
at
you've
that.
got the Cardinals and the Cubs, a half game back of that. So it's
even more
all
important.
jam-packed up top.
Yeah, it's more important. And right now you're facing these teams, right? You're facing the Cardinals, you're facing the Padres, all teams that are in front of you right now. You got to beat them. It's that simple.
Yep. Phillies and Reds are a game back each. The Washington Nationals are 2.5 games back of a wild card spot.
Yeah. See, there you go. Teams that we're going to be facing a lot of.
We saw Shelton Alexander earlier, just put it right in his belly.
All right, bottom of the 8th, you got Weaver in the game, 7-1 Mets.
Leading off, and he takes a fastball for a strike. So, that position, Doug Bedler did a little research because you were being somewhat self-deprecating about your exit velocity, and we found that you hit a ball 113.5 miles per hour, and it will surprise no one that was against the Mets.
Okay, so that's against the Mets. You said it was a double too, so got a reward for it. You know what? I remember that. That since Noah Syndergaard, I think I looked at the corner. I do remember that one because I swung the bat so hard. My bat.
There we go.
Nice start to the inning for Weaver, getting a strikeout, striking out Rodriguez.
That is the first Starbucks.
That's pretty cool. The OG, I would wait in line to get a coffee there at that spot. Like that's.
You got the OG Starbucks logo over there.
Nationwide when they open that thing up.
I definitely won't just go to Seattle just for that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. You wouldn't go just for the chocolate crickets?
So it's not like one of those skillets or pans that Southern grandmas use. That's got like years.
I don't need an $11 coffee to get me going. I promise you that.
Years are built up.
Oh, that's true. All you need is
Watch
the Mets, man. Energized, but in a bad way.
One of those Daniel Murphy against Noah Syndergaard swings. And it's 0-2. 5 straight strikes for Weaver after Brooks Raley worked a hitless 7th. Freddie Peralta went the first 6. This has been cruising since a 4-run 4th.
All right. Quick 2 up, 2 down.
David Simeon slides over.
6 pitches, 2 outs for Weaver in the bottom of the 8th inning here as he gets Naylor to ground out to Marcus Simeon. Make it as quick as possible. I got an order to place before 8:30.
Give me some time to get my pizzas at 6:45, 6:50. Get back in time for the game. Be perfect. There ain't no goddamn traffic where I am. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Get the 4-3 out.
Randy Rosarena with 2 out. Rosarena walked, grounded it with dummy plate, struck out. Changeup is outside. First ball that he's thrown at for 6 straight strikes. Back on the play. I hate to see the Tigers swept the Rays in St. Pete.
I was watching it at the game into the elevator, and I saw that the Tigers were up after a homer by I think like they don't have to put it in the league, but yeah, it gets the run of play for them to go in there and sweep the team with the best record in the American League.
Makes the Rays lead over the Yankees is down to a half game. On the inside corner for a strike, and Detroit out of last place.
They'll pull themselves right out of 7.
Ray, I'm feeling wings tonight, so I think I want to get some wings instead of some pizza.
Nightly further in front today.
That's what I'm feeling.
15 games over 5.
What an inning by Luke Weaver. Quick 3 up, quick 3 down,
What I like.
and we are heading to the bottom or the top of the 9th, I should say.
It's all right. They're exciting today. We don't know what to do with ourselves.
It's also one of the longer streams that I've done in quite some time.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. My ass hurts tonight.
There was no opener for the Mets today, but there was a starting pitcher, and he went 6 innings. It was Freddie Peralta going 6 innings of 1 earned run baseball.
How about that? You know, it's crazy, Chris. When I would say probably the first year and a half of the channel, I did watch parties almost every fucking day.
I know. I see a lot of people complaining on your channel that you don't do them often enough anymore.
It's tough because of my work schedule. Like, it was worse in New York, but again, you know how it is with the streaming that you're not in New York anymore. You're not in New York.
Yeah.
It lags. It slows down. It's tough to do a stream like that. Like, again, I probably can do it, but again, my work hours kind of like struggle with it at times. I haven't found that I've been here 2 years, but I haven't found an equilibrium yet on how to do it. Like, I love to do it all the time. Like, I would, but
you know what though? It's a large commitment, but honestly, even if we don't do like a full watch party, if there's a close enough ball game, I would honestly just toss up a stream and just do like the 6th or 7th inning until the end of the game to catch crunch time too.
Do like a watch party / in-game live.
In-game like hop in or something like that. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, like, if you catch yourself, like, if the Mets are up 3-2 in the 7th inning, like, that is like, albeit like people have to have like notifications on for your channel to be notified that you're going live or whatnot too. So if you're out there, hit those notifications buttons because I think that'd be an interesting kind of like go at it too. If you can't do a full game, because clearly 2.5 hours is a lot of time commitment. You do 3 innings of a watch party in a close ball game, that also counts for something too, and you can catch the most exciting part of the game.
Yeah. Ray just said, I remember the watch parties where Rob argued with Ken.
Oh, I wish Ken was part of this watch party. He might comment on this stream like hours after the fact and complain about how many times I've said a player's name over and over again, the full name. I think Ken only likes when I say the last name because he doesn't want to know that Freddie Peralta is named Freddie. Take it over real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep. All right, so quick out for the Mariners. And who is up for we got Joey Gerber. Going to pitch tonight for the Mets with at least a 6-run lead going into the 9th inning to salvage the series against the Mariners.
First pitch to Julio Rodriguez, it just absolutely exploded through the zone. Had feel for all of his pitches.
Right, exactly right. But the game ain't over yet.
With 3 strikeouts, and he puts the first pitch in play.
Quick 2 outs. The Mets want to get on that plane to San Diego. What's better than flying to San Diego knowing you're off the next day and you get to enjoy the city of San Diego for 24 hours before you play a game on Friday? Not a bad life, huh? Not a bad life. Got some good food in San Diego. Obviously, one of the best weather in the country in San Diego. I mean, you could debate if you like California or not, the state itself, but San Diego is a great place to be. I spent 48 hours in San Diego for a work trip.
See 2 balls hard today. A liner to short, a liner to center. And he hits it on the ground to third.
Quick 3 outs. Oh, I lied. You see what happens when you put the ball in play? Things can happen. Good hustle by Simeon, by the way. Up 6 runs, and he's still hustling. Simeon's a ball player,
You see
man.
the throw from Emerson. It's a little low, and Nagler gets out of dodge just a little bit. He's unable to scoop it. I think that if Cole watching it real time, if Emerson had to do it again, he would use his shoulders a little bit more to kind of turn and sling the ball to first base. He kind of a little bit sometimes. It gives you a tendency to throw it a little bit straight and low. And he's unable to get some help on the back end of it from Dalen.
So gives MJ Ewing another at bat. Ewing has his first career 3-hit game today. He's foul.
Yeah, here's the throw. You can see Emerson's following it, trying to get the carry, but you know, yeah, Josh is taking a shot right now at a certain point to just like guessing where it's going to be. We'll at least stop it with like the back inside of his leg, but it feels pretty good. You saved Emerson an extra error for going down the line, so you got that.
Second error of the day. Ewing and single to center, single to left. And we have a 4-hit game for the Jets today. Emerson was a shortstop all the way through minor league. It's new to him. Made some very impressive plays.
All right, AJ wants to get out of here too.
Going to the bottom of the ninth, 7-1 Mets. And Gerber's coming in to hopefully finish the ninth.
Please make it quick. Honestly,
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
not bad. 2.5 hours on the game so far.
Not bad. Not bad. Thank God for the pitch clock, right?
That's right.
Man, before the pitch clock, when I was doing these streams, there was so many games. I swear to God, 3 hours and 40 minutes, 3 hours and 30 minutes. Like nothing was under 3 hours. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy because I remember I would do the night games, obviously 7 o'clock. The game would end like 10:30, 10:45, maybe 11. And I have to be at work at 2 o'clock in the morning. I did it all the time.
man.
I was killing myself. That was crazy.
Dedicated and built the channel. That's what it's all about.
And now I want my sleep.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do this stuff for a team that's sitting at 9 games under 500, but we come on here and we make videos and do the content even in the losing season. Hopefully talking about a team that will turn things around, but 2, just because we just love this organization for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not sure why. A lot of disappointment.
We picked a good game to do it though. 7-1. They've played clean baseball. Freddie lowered his ERA for sure. He's going to be 4-4 on the season after Gerber gets these 3 outs. And Kirby, man, I mean, I think this was one of the more well-rounded offensive games. And it was one of those things where the lineup was making contact, putting the bat on the baseball, and just good things happening, applying the pressure, and the Mariners making the mistakes for them. And that's what happened today.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it would be nice to see it. They play like this. Again, it's baseball. It's not always going to happen, but it's just a better at bats, right? We talked about this all year do the first 61 games of the season. They need to have better at bats. Like the uncompetitive at bats consistently throughout the season is why this team is in the hole they're in right now. And they played pretty well today. And first pitch, right? It's a foul ball. 7-1, 9th inning. Gerber in the ball game for the Mets.
This is a good day for Joey Gerber. It's his second appearance for the Mets. Joey Gerber, the University of Illinois, was drafted, signed with, and a major league debut with the Seattle Mariners. 2020. Get back to the big leagues till 2025. And now his second appearance for the Mets.
I bet he's got an interesting story between 2020 and 2025 in his baseball life.
Got a good arm.
Yeah. I mean, this is what, the third time he's been like called up and so far this season. I feel like I've seen his name a lot as he gets the opening hitter Rayleigh to pop up to Brett Beatty, one down in the ninth.
Really retired for the first out of the night.
I forgot where he came from. Do you remember when they actually got him? Because I feel like it was
Now Cole Young.
I'm
not
not
this
sure,
past
but, you know,
offseason.
David Stearns makes so many options. I can't even think about it anymore. It's hard to
I
catch
feel like
up.
David Stearns always just has a ton of those depth pitching signings in the offseason. It's very hard to keep up with.
And the Mariners are down to their final out.
It's the cool side. I think I've seen stats from.
All right, one more out. Let's go, Gerber.
11-9. Good elevation, like a Rockette. Mark Refsnyder up for the second time, flat out as a pinch hitter in the seventh. He takes it high for ball one. Mets are off tomorrow. They're back in action on Friday night in San Diego, 9:40 first pitch.
Laying that thing into the heavens. Get down the hill. I tell all our youth baseball players too when I'm there, I'm like, you got two punchers you can get it with, but don't forget you got two kickers as well too. Gerber takes it to heart.
I mean, I would imagine if you're a hitter at some point, that point gets in the window for the release point.
It is in the window at which he lets the ball go. I think it's good for disrupting the hitter. It's unique. You don't see it as much. And if you feel comfortable with it, I think it's a good way to build up energy into the throw when you're on the back. Yeah. You got to have some flexibility as well too, which is what we're all going for. We grab these bands and use these.
Oh, that's
Woo.
fly out to left, and the Mets win the ball game. Melendez catches the final out.
Woo.
Gerber
So-
does not get the save because it was enough runs to put it out of safe territory. But what a well-rounded game for the New York Mets. Thank you all for tuning into the watch party. If you all want a breakdown of this game, as always, make sure to go check out Rob's channel. I unfortunately can't be part of the post game, but Rob's got you all covered for the post game stream, talking about what you may have watched or missed in this watch party right here as the Mets get the 7-1 victory to salvage this series before heading to San Diego. I want to make sure to thank everybody that's in the chat with us. It helps us. We try to be as entertaining as possible, but you all also entertain us. We will continue to do watch parties sporadically as the season goes on. So make sure to turn on those notification buttons. As always, smash the thumbs up on the channel. I appreciate it. Rob, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's not always to sit for 2.5+ hours to watch this team. So I appreciate it.
There you go. Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on the show. Obviously, on the watch party, we'll do hopefully more. And hopefully we get more Mets wins because it's always fun when we do this and when the Mets win. So tune into the post game in about 5 minutes or so. Let me just get set up and we'll talk about that W. All right, guys. Have a good day, guys. See you in a few minutes.
See you later. Let's go Mets.